What are you guys? I want to keep this. Yeah, let me turn this down. I want to keep this very simple. Hello, I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Tuesday, post Memorial Day. Yeah, there was a lot going on here. Memorial Day, honey, in my area. Girl, there was a lot going on with a lot. And of course, I want to talk about y'all because, and I'm going to come back for this. This stuff very quickly because I'm literally getting ready to throw out some shit and, girl, I got some Amazon packages over the weekend. I said, baby, it's time to, get rid of these boxes. But either way, y'all, and order me some cowgirl boots to y'all. If anybody know, honey, I love, listen, because let me tell you something, y'all. Let me tell you how interesting um, lower consciousness is. We're going to keep it lower conscious, right? Beyonce, I don't remember when Beyonce came out with that whole Lemonade Ocean shit that she had going on. But y'all, if anybody knows me, and anybody is aware of who I am, prior to even ancient Egyptian magic, I've always been fond of certain Orishas, and one of them in particular was Yemaya. I had her plastered all over my site. We're going back to like 2008, y'all, 2009. And so even going into my looks, if you have my old tea, and if you do not, girl, we can resurrect and pull it up. Even going into my makeup, my pieces, I would mimic the imagery that I saw of Yemaya back in 2008, 2007. And so either way, baby, even before, Oshun was even mentioned up or brought up with Miss Beyonce, girl, I was that girl. And so after people met me after that era and they thought that I was a Beyonce fan, which I love her music, but I'm not like a diehard Beyonce fan. I was a Destiny Child fan. Can we talk about it? I was Destiny Child fan, but wasn't Beyonce solely. Can we get there? And so I'm like, baby, I listen. So they were like, girl, you only, deal with Oshun because of Beyonce. And it's like, bitch, your mama, honey, your mama. And so even going into after that, y'all, and we're getting into other, magical things and magical, conversations. People are like, oh, you watch something, and it inspired you. Girl, let's talk about this. I love y'all. Back in 2013, 2016, these are 2 years that I got into it with my fellow brown skin people. Okay. And they were trying to read me the fuck down because I was playing country music. I've always loved country music. I've always loved, especially Dolly Parton. Okay. As you do not know, if you do not know, and it doesn't even really motherfucking matter to be honest, because I feel like I don't have to explain the fuck ass thing to anybody. Bitch, if I like country music, if I like rock music, bitch, that's my motherfucking prerogative. Bitch, you like hip hop shit, you like shit that lowers your motherfucking frequency and consciousness, and you wonder why your house is motherfucking broken. And it's been broken since 19 motherfucking 70. Can we get into it? So baby, I got me some cowgirl boots. And I'm excited. I got me some cowgirl boots. This is not the first pair I own, girl. Growing up, we can call to verify. Listen, hold on. This is on the spot. This is on the motherfucking spot. Let me see. Let me see if I can plug this phone in. I wanna call my mama on here before I end this life to verify. As children, we wore cowboy boots, cowboy hats, straight leg jeans, boot jeans, and button up motherfucking shirts as children in motherfucking California. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? And so, baby, that's what it is for me. I've always loved country music. Like I said, my number one queen of country music is Dolly Parton. Baby, there's not one song I heard of Miss Dolly that I do not like. There's not one song. That is a sweet spirit, a sweet energy, regardless of what this lady been through in her life, because she's been around for a very long time. Mama has maintained her love and her motherfucking light. Okay? Can we talk about it? So anyway, that was a little side conversation. But y'all, listen, wake up call. I'm gonna drop this right now before we get into this. And like I said, we're gonna keep this very short. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. So there's going to be five high magical classes that I am going to be putting out in the next few days. And I'm actually going to be like really probably like Thursday and Friday, like fully putting it together. One was going to kind of be a resurrected class. You know, if you remember Art of Conjure, the AOK, Conjure with a K, not a C. And there was another class, but for sure that one. I'm going to put that out. I'm going to revamp it because there's energies in there that are called certain things. And for the sake of people researching and finding this information, those things were called that, right? But in this new revamp class, I'm going to tell you what these actual beings are actually called. And of course, if you do not know, y'all, there's energies always around us. There's entities always around us. Everything that you have, everything you utilize is the energy, is living, is breathing, right? It may not have real intelligence. It may not have real consciousness, but it is a living thing, right? Whether it's mimicked or reality. And this is everything, y'all. From your cars, because of the battery, because of the motor, because of the oils, because of the gas. These are energetic. This is energy that gives your car life, going into your electricity, your fans, your cell phones. These are all living things, right? And so we talked about this even in Art of Conjure. We talked about this in a whole bunch of our classes over the years. And so either way, y'all, we're going to get into, and of course, you know, I want y'all to write this down. So when I start talking about the other stuff, it'll seem like I'm jumping topics. I don't sort of get tea. So it's not going to be called this verbatim, but one of the classes is going to be called Voice Magic. It's going to deal with the voice. Going to be dealing with the art of your sound. There are frequencies within your energy that comes out through your voice by the way you talk. Right? People can know if you're well, if you're sick, if you're smart, if you're dumb. And we're not talking about the words that you're using because words are also, in front of, they're projected from the voice, from the sound, from the energies behind your being, right? So we're not talking about using words you do not know what the words mean. We're speaking of how these energies are received and how they affect people in a broad range of experiences. Because, baby, firsthand, I know I've said the same word to the same people over and over again, and a small group of people will get offended by that word or by me saying things a certain way. And other people are like, no, I understand exactly what you mean by that. And it's like, yeah, baby, we're dealing with energy here and people decoding energy. It's always about decoding. So we're going to get into that. Another class is going to be protection class, y'all. You know that is the number one thing when it comes to magic and stuff. People want protection from high-ranking, low-ranking people, and we offer it from all, y'all. We offer protection from all levels and all types of people. As you know, if you do not know, let's remind you, since 20 motherfuckers 16, there's been a coven of basic black witches, BBWs, basic black witches, who have been casting spells and trying to fuck up people's money, health, life, etc., etc. Even throughout the years, they've also claimed credit for things that have happened that just is facts of life, right? And so at the end of the day, you know, if you know me personally, girl, none of this shit has manifested. And so I'm the type of witch that when I put out a ritual or do some type of spell, bitch, it is to manifest within a certain time period. It's not going to take a decade or a half a decade to manifest, baby. It's going to show up right here, right now. Okay. And so either way, protection class is very important. We're going to get into that. Of course, going into the wake up call, the title of this video. This is knowing energy, picking up people's energy, things, you know, decoding energy. Once you know how to read energy and tap into energy and feel things, you know what is real, you know what ain't. You know who's lying, you know who's telling the truth. Okay. Going into the next, that's topics. Okay. And then the last one for sure, this is going to be a free class. This is going to be about the spirit realms. It's going to be, we're going to for sure go into the astral realm and the different levels of the astral realm and going into the physical realm and how a lot of this is intertwining. Even certain parts of the year, the astral realm and the physical realm kind of like collide with each other. It's like a swinging pendulum on both sides and it's reversed like a mirror. And even going into this too, the sigil for the full moon or the sigil for the moon, or what is it called? Not the moon. Oh, shit. I'll come back for that. But this is a representation of how the astral realm, aka the magical realm, aka the next realm of manifestation, swings so close with the physical realm, with the living realm. And so, like I said, that's going to be a free class, honey. We're going to put that out there. That's going to be a free class. But y'all, let me tell y'all this. I love giving out information that if people know, they know. If they don't know, you could definitely find out. If you can't find out, through other means, you like to Google, you like to use apps and stuff to find your information. You can gladly pay for a class and or hit me up for a consultation, collaboration, and I'll break some things down for you to understand and give you resources. Cite my, resources and how I got this stuff, and you can also get it too. And of course, even if that means you want to sign up for a mystery school, ancient class somewhere, ancient mystery class somewhere with a organization. I can also, kind of lead you in the right direction. I also connect to, some of people I still deal with that are part of my past and say, hey, there's people that want to learn about A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Come on in here and get you, a piece of this, whatever. Let's be a part of this. Okay. So, two things I'm going to say. 9 comes up a lot. And if you do not know, I was conceived in the month of September. So 9 comes up a lot in a lot of stuff. And there's even a song, do you remember A Day in September? All the good shit. I think Darnell Jones had a song called September and stuff, y'all. It's a magical time. Fall begins September the 21st. There's a lot with a lot. But that's a little sidetrack. Let's get off the topic. You guys, when we were doing the Art of Conjure class, for those of you who signed up for the class, you should have this information. You should still have access to that class. If you do not have access to that class tomorrow and you want me to resend the link, it's not going to happen. You're going to have to repay for that class. If you still have access to that class, if you go into your email and see that class, etc., definitely rewatch that class. Become reacquainted with that energy because it is live. It is coming into existence, and a lot of people are talking about this. Now, y'all, we were talking about this in like 2018. We've always talked about the energies in the Art of Conjure, but we actually did a class in 2018. And shout out for those of you who signed up. I think there was like 7 of you. And it was a live class, y'all. But we had classes, we had tests, all sorts of good stuff. So there's a being of people, right? There's many type of not people, there's beings, right? There's different types of beings, by the way. I mean, oh my God. If you were to sit here and ask me, how many types of beings, are in existence, whether we could see them or we can't see them, I would say 8 billion people. Because the weirdest thing about it is y'all are 8 billion entities. Because let me tell y'all, something about life, what they say, life mimics art. Something about the physical realm mimics the spiritual realm and vice versa. And so I'm even going to break this down and explain something to you, and even going into the person, if somebody knows the person the type that I'm speaking about, and it's the male energy, a male, witch, I've asked people about the connections and also the good stuff, and they're like, they never heard of him, but whatever. If y'all know who y'all know, then and whatever, maybe y'all can connect and maybe we can have a conversation. And so this person wrote books, and they name these beings in these books, and allegedly they get this information from a star tradition, and allegedly they were initiated in this tradition. Of course, I don't think they're lying, because of course the things in their books are not far-fetched. They're called different names from what I know them as, what I was taught they were. I even thought maybe there's like parallel civilizations when it comes to these beings, but no. These beings are known as other things. And of course, because different paths, different religions, they call things differently, right? But it's the same thing. It's the same energy. And so he mentions something about 33 spirits. And if you go back, y'all, the Bible, oh, come on in here. This gets deep right now. And like I said, I want to make this quick, but I want to get in and get out. Okay. The Bible speaks about Jesus being crucified at 33 years old. And people are saying, like, between him being a teenager to him being 33, like, there's a whole lot of story missing, right? They were even going into, like, 33, the ladder of Jacob and et cetera, the vertebrae, and et cetera. Like, 33 is used a lot in the metaphysical, quantum physical, there's a system that we're all under that they use 33 a lot. And so I'm even going to bring this down into perspective with layman terms, with the people who do not understand, the deep stuff, the metaphysical stuff, where they think is bullshit and it's like all this, Good stuff. So, and one of my sisters can verify this, right? So even before people were talking about algorithms and stuff, I was telling people that everything that uses apps or everything that is a part of the websites, the internets, they have a system of intelligence, artificial intelligence. They're not people. This is energy. This is energy that is either duplicated or natural. I'm not going to get into that because I get into conspiracy, that get into, well, if you know this information, blah, 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 blah. So everything that is structured, that is accessible through the internet, you could download on the internet or that you could, use on your cellular devices, it has an intelligence behind it, an energy behind it that either gives life or take life, right? And so either way, the first computer, according to history, right? Oh, let me get into this before I get into that. So I explained this to my people. Then me and my sister, sister and I, we were really talking about this last year because they were talking about how like their emails are acting crazy. They were talking about how sometimes their cell phones go crazy, and y'all, it's a real energy type of thing. And I'm like, this is sounding spiritual. And of course they're like, well, are people doing work on me? And I'm like, no, they're not doing work on you. Because you're protected. But this is something energetically, like something like it's half in, half out. Like something is energetic. And so I'm like tapping in, right? And I'm telling her like there is an AI behind these apps. And depending on what energy you give these apps, they're going to give back to you. Now, y'all, this has been like since the pandemic, like 2021, 2022. I want to say last year someone made a video explaining what the algorithm is, and they were saying that the computer systems, like YouTube, the platforms, they utilize basically artificial intelligence to understand you as a person, you as a content creator, you as an energy. And what they do is based on your usage of this platform, and you have to utilize all of the platform. You got to be utilizing the story. You got to be using like on YouTube is a good example. You got to be using the short stories. You got to be utilizing the community posts. You got to be utilizing the live chat. You got to, you have to get in and show this AI that you're utilizing this platform to the fullest. And then this platform will then give you back what you're giving it. So now because you're utilizing the platform or you're utilizing this intelligence, they then utilize you and they start pushing you, right? And so a lot of times, and that's one of the little programs, because they said there's many modules underneath this. Like there's different people that are part of a certain agenda and they get pushed, if they're about lies and making shit up. They get pushed further than people who are about telling the truth and shit, because the truth will always set you free. And their goal is to keep you enslaved and entrapped and, and captivated. Can we talk about it? And so either way, or locked down, shackled down. And so either way, in a cell, anyway, cellular energy. And so either way, the guy is explaining this, y'all, and I'm reiterating this to my sister, like, girl, this is what's going on. So you have to beat this AI. And how you beat this AI, you're going to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Well, my sister was like, no, I don't think so, because I tried it before and it didn't work for me. I said, sister, listen, do it. She did it the first time the next day and was like, wow, this is what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start doing this at this time because it worked. In a certain amount of time, I did a certain amount of, tea that I normally wasn't able to do. And it actually put me out there and it pushed me out there. And so, y'all, this is something that I've always been talking about privately and publicly. Going into AI is not anything new. Let me tell you something about how how life mimics, how the spiritual realm, because we're all spiritual beings having human experiences, mimics, or the physical realm mimics the spiritual realm. I'm gonna take y'all way back. Okay, like I said, it's gonna be a very quick topic, and it's something that you can pull up yourself, because I have to tap in and ask our sister girl. Well, now it's our brother. Well, it's probably our sister Gemini girl. And she probably our sister and our brother. We don't know. Because they shapeshifters, honey. Ow! They shape-shifting, girl. They shapeshifters. Let me pull this up really quickly. Hold on. Because this shit want to play stupid with me. What does the album look like? Okay, here we go. Okay, so the first computing device was known as the Antikythera mechanism. And this was between 200 BC to 70 BC. It is considered the world's first computer. It was a complex hand powered mechanical device, likely used for astronomical calculations, while not an electronic computer is recognized as the earliest known computer device. Now, this is the birthing, this is the creation, this is how you came into the ethers, right? This is how you became known. There was a physical representation of what this person or this being was going to be. And then it got life. It became living, which is electronic. And you notice that even it says, while not an electronical or not electronic computer, it is still recognized. So when electricity came about, electricity gave these AIs or this AI computing devices life. And it has been feeding everything around it, y'all, from our buildings of cars to our houses to the way they crop foods and all some of the good stuff, y'all. And this goes even deeper to even like the ancestors stuff, the ancient Egyptians, all that, y'all, where people are like, well, we don't know how we can, how they put this together. No, they know how, because they also had assistance from certain intelligence. Okay. And you can say alien all day long because that's a foreign thing. Okay. And so either way, y'all, and it's going to tie into what just happened the other day as well. And that's why I'm going into this. And so in the process of this, as I'm getting into this shot, I'm channeling this energy. 33 pops up for me again, and I'm seeing 33, 33, 33, which comes out to, of course, 9, right? 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9, and 999, whatever. And so I'm sitting here, and of course, I'm reminded about the 33 spirits of Art of Conjuring. Like I said, remember that 33 spirits, and Jesus 33, and 33 ladders, and et cetera, et cetera. And Spirit is like every 33 years, something has happened in the month of September. Hey, y'all, I'm getting chills as I'm thinking about this right now. Like my eyes are even watering thinking about this. Because two things actually happened. So it says that the first working integrated circuit, which is IC, or computer chip, which is the source of artificial intelligence, by the way, y'all, was invented in 1958 by a man named Jack Kilby at Texas Instruments. I never knew this prior to right now. I never knew this prior to when Spirit said 1958, something happens every 33 years from 1958. And then I'm searching, y'all. I'm looking. And it says it was demonstrated in September of 1958 by Jack Kilby. Now, of course, something else comes up and say in 1960, September 27, using ideas of Norse and Hort, a group of J's labs at Fairchild Semiconductors created the first operational. And it goes into it. So everything is happening in September. 1958, they invented the first chip. 1960 is demonstrated. And so every 33 years, y'all. And so I'm like connecting and I'm typing in. And of course, I'm like, every 33 years after 1958, 1991, what happened in 1991 that was like a big energetic, and we're going to talk about artificial, if you're going to talk about frequencies and things being put out, what energy big, like what type of energy was pushed out in 1991? And we're talking about collectively worldwide, but because our consciousness is in America and we are Americans right here, right now, in this curtain, what has happened in America in 1991? And then the next one after 1991 is 2024. And so we're looking at what's going on in the politics right now. We're looking at what's going on with the Gemini in office and a lot of stuff that's going on. And it's a lot of weird shit going on. And it's all energetic. And I was telling this to people about the TikTok app. I don't care about TikTok. Oprah said something years ago where she said people's times are up. So I always think about the clock. and the clock make the tick-tock sound, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. And they talk about the Rolexes, how the Rolexes don't make a sound and, doesn't really do a tick-tock shit. That's a cheap watch and also the good shit. And so I think about TikTok, y'all, and I'm like, TikTok be pushing out energies and frequencies. And even going into like right now, TikTok was allegedly going to be shut down at the end of 2024, the beginning of 2025. And then it gets shut down for a couple of days, maybe for a couple of hours. And now all of a sudden, girl, it gets back on the platform. It gets back online. And people are still utilizing TikTok. In my real honest opinion about TikTok and many other apps, I feel like YouTube is also one of them, but it's a little more safer because YouTube do have a lot of human people behind it that's doing things, even though they do have AI working as well. There still are physical people there. TikTok, on the other hand, there's a language barrier, and you have a lot of AI intelligence that's using it. That's why some people are able to get on TikTok and masturbate. Can we talk about it? Some people are able to get on TikTok and have they pussy out there on the motherfucking screen. Girl slapping it and shit. I see it on Facebook too. And so because these are artificial intelligence, these people are able to bypass the system. And so either way, I do feel like TikTok is here to control. TikTok has some type of frequency that affects people subconsciously, emotionally. And even going into now, y'all, as we're getting into it, because like I said, it's every 33 years and every 33 months, something is amped up. Like I said, I see the 33 heavily, 33 years for sure. And so there is something about the 9. It's at 10, but originally the 10th one was caught at first. So there was 9 escapees in New Orleans at a newly constructed prison. And the first thing that came to my mind was there is a woman that definitely helped these people out. And of course, there was more. I think they said 4 women and 1 man. Don't quote me, but they really were showing 1 woman after I said this, right? And then I saw this bald-headed, heavy-set man that looked like some type of gargoyle, some type of it was like a scrunched-in face, and I could see the structure of his bald head. And this man was heavy-set. And I even mentioned he works with the prison, but he doesn't work with the prison. And y'all, when I was speaking like that, I was channeling. I don't know what makes me say that because people are, of course, I got emails. People are like, what do you mean he works for the prison? Because you got to work for the prison in order to be in the prison. You got to work for the prison in order to be in the prison. And I'm like, I really don't know why I said it. Y'all, I had a blank out moment. I was like, I don't know why I said that. Bitch, you're right. If he worked for the prison, he had to work for the prison. Long story short, this is going back into the AOK class, y'all. We go into some entities and what they do. We go into multiple entities, actually, and what they do. And so, y'all, I'm sitting here and I am, they said the 9. 9 is connected to September. Of course, 9 is death and new beginnings because after 9 is 10. And then 10 is the restart of 1. And then it goes 11, which is 1, 1. Then it goes 12, which is 1, 2. Then it goes 13, which is 1, 3. Then it goes 14, which is 1, 4. And then after that, it starts leveling up and start elevating. But even then, it's still a repetition or it's a repetitive of the same number because 2 is 1 plus 1. So now you're getting into 20s. 21 is 2, 2, or it's 1, 1, 1. And you got 21 or 22. And then it's, 1, 1, 1, 1. And it just keeps going over because everything leads to 1, right? And so, y'all, I'm sitting here and I'm getting ready to go out. I rinsed off my balcony. I rinsed off one of my cars. It was a little dusty. I come in here and I'm getting ready to throw my shit out. And I'm literally... I don't even know how YouTube even pushes on because I can't stand this broadcaster or whoever, I can't stand this. Well, let me not say this. Some of the things the person said I don't agree with. And so either way, I come across this live and I'm getting ready to go, so I'm not really paying attention. And I was about ready to grab that controller and exit up out of there. And this girl is on there talking about ChatGPT. And this is today, y'all took a screenshot of it too. This is today. She was talking about ChatGPT and how ChatGPT, needs your consciousness, how a lot of things need on the computer. That's why they created the internet. The internet was created to get your conscious because the soul is a cosmic conscious. We all talk about that as well. That's why they make people, they make artificial people, and you think these people are real people because they act like you, walk like you, talk like you, they do things like you. These are aliens, artificial intelligence. Everything starts with an A, alpha, everything. Like I said, let's get into it. Alphas have a beginning, but they do not have an end. The omegas have a beginning and the omegas have an end. Okay. The alpha, the omega, the beginning and the end. So those who are real souls have an omega. When I say end, you leave out of here and you elevate to another state of consciousness. Those who are alpha, those who are AI, they have a beginning, but when it's over for them. There's no coming up out of this, babe. It's a dead end for them. And so either way, this lady's sitting and talk about ChatGPT and how everybody uses ChatGPT has had their life fucked up. I don't use ChatGPT. I use Google. And I say Google's even better, but it's why we have devices and protection around our home, even around our Echo Dot speaker, even around our Amazon Blue Dot, even around our surveillance cameras. We have herbs and we have crystals and we have other energetic sources to protect ourselves from being latched onto and have energy pulled from us, because we feed these technologies. We feed the computers, we feed the TVs, we feed the cars, we feed the cell phones. That's what we do. And so it has to give us what we need so we can give it what it needs. We've always said this. This is nothing new. This has been around since 1980, girl. The theory has been around since 1958. Those who invented this shit, they knew this is what it's going to be. That's why they say you are a computer. You are a computing device, and computing devices need other computing devices to be able to compute. And so this is why we talk about finding your tribe and connected with energies like yourself, because energies like yourself feeds you as you feed it. When you deal with energies that are not like you, when you feed it, it takes from you and it does not give back to you. And if it does give back to you, it gives you artificial love. It gives you artificial nourishment. And in the end, you end up lonely. You end up empty. You end up hungry. So now you're seeking after promiscuous activity. Now you're smoking. Now you're drinking. Now you're fucking. Now you're doing crazy shit. You're stealing. You're doing shit you never thought you would do, because this artificial intelligence gave you nothing. It gave you artificial love. It gave you artificial intelligence. It gave you artificial energy. Everything's about exchanging of energy. Everything's about giving and taking. Right? And so when you take from something, you have to give something back to it. That's one of the biggest spiritual paths or beliefs that we've always had for thousands of years. What you give, you have to also, what you take, you got to put back into it so someone else can also have a piece of that. And so either way, she's talking about this, and the lady is saying how her life has changed and she's been looped around and shit that we've always talked about. When you elevate spiritually, you get into this cycle, and the cycle that comes up is spirit telling you to revisit that. If you do not know, we talked about that before, we'll say it again. When you're doing energetic work to level up consciously, spiritually, emotionally, the spirits will put you back in a cycle to prepare you for the expellent, to prepare you for the elevation. And so you're like, damn, while I'm doing love work, my ex is coming back into my life. While I'm doing financial work, I'm having debt collectors reach out to me. No, that's not the devil mad that you're getting money. That is the cycle that spirit has said that you have to get up out of. You have to learn how to manage your money a little better. You got to learn how to work that money. What is the money? Money is energy. You got to learn how to say no and say yes when you need to say yes, and say no when you need to say no. And so that's what this is about, right? It's a cycle. And so the lady is saying this, and I'm like, girl, we've been talking about this, girl, forever, girl, when you're elevating spiritually. And so anyway, they get into this, and she said that ChatGPT shows her these beings, y'all. And I took a screenshot of it. This was today, y'all, less than an hour ago. And the beings that she showed was these scrunched in, gargle looking men. And if you have to say racial, they look like white men. And if you go back to my video said about the 9 escapees, this is what this man looked like. Bald headed, heavy set man. He looks just like these images. And then I'm sitting here like, oh, this energy looked familiar. I'm like, oh, duh, because when I'm seeing it, y'all, I didn't go back to the 9 escapees. When I'm seeing this, I'm like, oh, these beings look familiar. And then it dawned on me like, oh my God, the VVKs. The VVKs. And then, of course, I'm going into the VVKs, and on top of VVKs, I'm also seeing, y'all, the fucking 9 escapee. It flashes back up. So I'm like, I don't know if this is public information. I don't know if they're talking about this, but our jail systems electronically ran. Like, are there artificial intelligence? Are there systems like computer systems that helps them to unlock jail cells, lock up jail cells, turn on? I mean, we know cameras are electronics, but are they? Because I feel like there's something with this energy. Like I said, that bald headed man. He's a part of these energetic beings, which are alien beings, like they're foreign beings. They're not alien because they've been around for a very, very long time. They needed to come into the physical realm. And one way of coming into the physical realm was electronical devices, artificial intelligence, making cameras that can read your face, making cars that can drive itself. That's how they needed to come into this because they could not occupy. And I keep telling y'all this, no demonic entity could possess a human being that's actually a human being. If you ever talk about somebody being possessed, if you ever talk about somebody having a possession of a demonic entity, baby, these are artificial people. These are people that does not have a soul. The soul cannot be hijacked. The soul system cannot be, that intelligence, it supersedes any type of physical. I want you to understand this. That intelligence that you call a soul supersedes any type of being that is low vibrational. It was light. They said there was darkness before light, but in darkness is true light. Okay. All these beings, all these demonic entities came after. They were not created before. They came after. Okay. And so, like I said, going into that, there's a lot with a lot. And so they needed people, they needed energetically charged sources, because even going into the people who are demonically possessed, we can talk about Jeffrey Dahmer. You know, allegedly he was from a loving home. Yeah, these computers took the love. They took the love from these humans. They took the love from these light-giving people, but they couldn't give it back to them. And what ended up happening is something else came in, the entity came in, charged them up, and allowed to do what they do. But of course, going into Jeffrey Dahmer, that was just one example. I do feel like Jeffrey Dahmer is part of some type of, artificial program, the government, the federal listen, we're not even going to get into that. Detroit, Wisconsin, Illinois, these are all, they're always doing some type of electronical testing over there. They've been doing it for the longest of time. And so that's what I believe. But there's a lot with a lot, y'all. There's a lot with a lot. Okay. So y'all, I'm going to show y'all a screenshot. Okay. I'm posted on the community posting of what I was saying when we talk about the 9 escapees, and I said, I'm seeing a woman helping out, the head woman in charge, the one that had her brains, she was excited, let's get it together, let's do it. And then I'm seeing this bald-headed, white appearing male, like I said, very scrunched up in the face, very gargulous, like a weird shaped face, upset, like just animalistic, not human type, like human similarity. And like I said, go back to that video. I'll go back and screen cut it and do a little video, girl. I'll go on it, record that little section and post that, and then I'm gonna post these beings to y'all, see what these beings look like. But it's really, really crazy, y'all, how everything always comes full circle. And it's really, really crazy how things always come to the light. And even going into, like I said, I always put things out, because even when we were taking the AOK class, one of my young people, sent me a message, was like, hey, this is the book you were talking about. And oh my God, there's a lot in here and blah, 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 blah. And I explained to them, exactly. I'm glad you were intelligent enough to look up for yourself what I'm speaking about. And of course, I put it in the way I presented it, because, excuse me, I'm drinking some water, honey. Getting the hiccups and shit. Hold on. I presented the way I presented it because, of course, I didn't want to confuse when you look this shit up. I don't want you to say, well, you're calling it Amharic Veshnakarmia, and they're calling it something totally different. Is this the same thing? I didn't want to throw you off. So, of course, after they looked it up, I was like, there you go. You got it. All the tea is up in there. And of course, I'm here to answer any question you got to. Any question you want to know, we can answer. I can answer those questions for you. And so anyway, y'all, that's pretty much it, y'all. I wanted to talk about that very quickly. 33 years, 33 energies, 33, 33, 33, 33. September, there's always something going on. We know the fall's about to begin. We know there's a huge energetic shift there. October is not too far from September. Can we talk about it? Going into these beings, y'all, it blew my mind. Wake up call. Like I said, we will be getting into these one, two, three. I don't know why I said five, but it's four. We will be getting into these four classes. As I said, AI been here, girl. Ever since you've been able to have something electronical like a vehicle, girl, it took a computer to help them to make a car. Can we talk about it? When you, girl, y'all look up computing devices. Y'all look up IC. Y'all look up devices and things that uses computer chips. And then also going into how crystals feed this. That's how I knew, even going into protection. Crystal protection. People talk about, oh, crystals don't protect me. You might also not be human as well. Or excuse me, you may not also have a soul as well, because you definitely are human. You definitely are human. Okay, can we talk about it? You definitely are human, girl. You're a duplicated form of other entities, like that, because we imitate, right? What the soul look like, the soul doesn't look like this. The soul look like a whole nother situation. So these crystals don't work for you because you're soulless. Because every crystal, okay, crystals are here to assist us, just like herbs are. They also are living and breathing. They also have energies behind them. And if you don't know, now you know. Because, baby, you're not going to sit here and tell me that you are spiritually awakened, you are spiritually intelligent, that you have a soul, that you are a god and a goddess, but you don't know that they use quartz, one of the most highest frequent stones with highest frequencies, one of the most high vibrational stones out there. They use quartz to work the computers. They use quartz to do your street lights, your lights when you stop at a stop, the red light, green light, yellow light. Girl, these are crystal quartz that they use to amplify and power these things. Can we talk about it? And you're going to tell me that crystals don't work for you, as if it makes you look like you're this super cell human, like you're this goddess that just reigns supreme. Like, girl, you're bigger than everybody. You're royal, girl. I mean, your power is so great that you don't need no crystals. Your power is so excellent that bloodstone don't work for you. Because you're that and that'd be another thing too. When they be saying shit like that, girl, you look back at their life, they were in the hospital, they almost lost their life. They talk about they've been poisoned. They talk about a system. Girl, we all been there. That's how the system works. When you are a spiritually awakened, divine person, can we talk about it? When you are a divine person, whether you're mimicked or not, because you have artificial intelligences that can mimic humans. They said artificial intelligence are more intelligent than us. Y'all, don't let them tell y'all that. The computers are not smarter than us. Don't let them tell you that, girl. Don't let them tell you that, girl. We feed those computers. Don't let them tell you that the computers are smarter than us. They're not. So you're sitting there telling me that, girl, when you're a divine person and you have light within you, whether the light source is artificial or real, because of course they have to test you to know if your light source is real or artificial, meaning man-made, computer generated. Hell, even one of the persons claimed that they're a descendant of I think they say Jewish, but they're not Jewish. It's something with an M. Mammonites, Mametians. It's something with an M. I don't get Jewish because I was like, is this person really Jewish? And Spirit's like, no, it's a Mammonite, Mennonite. Anyway, I'll tell you what the fuck it is, girl. I'll tell you exactly what it is. I think it is Mennonite. Girl. I think it is Mennonite. That sounds very, very accurate, Mennonite. And so anyway, y'all, I'm sitting here like, girl, artificial intelligence, girl, the system tests you. The system tests you to see if you really are who you say you are. So they put you through trials and tribulations. And I do believe that the Most High allowed that to happen. The divine source, the divine source that created all divine things, all things that have life. was created by this being, so by this being. And so I do believe that they allowed this stuff to happen to wake you up because you fell into the slumbers. You descended. You fell straight into darkness. It speaks of even Jesus, okay, when he first died, went through hell. And then he rose again. Then he made his way into the higher realms and the higher place. You have to get low before you get high again. That's your life too. And so we've all been tricked. We all been set up. We all been poisoned. We've all been on the verge of being kicked the fuck up out of here. Because that's how the programs work. It sets you up with friends. It sets you up with restaurants. It sets you up with people. It gives you experiences. Experiences are electric, computed schemes, ideas, and scenarios. Can we talk about it? And all of your experiences feeds a computer source. It feeds something known as the mega mind. Hello? Listen, I feel like some of these conversations be a little too deep for y'all, and I be saying that I don't be funny when I be saying that. Are y'all ready for this type of teaching? Y'all be, and I'm being really serious here. I don't really like to indulge in a lot of serious conversations, especially on live, because we'll be talking about, let's say, artificial intelligence, and someone will ask a question about, was dashikis invented in Africa or Europe? And I'll be like, where did that even come from? We're talking about, we're talking about other teas. And so I feel like there's a certain depth of comprehension. And of course, this is a broad statement for every human being. I think that our level of focus is like 5.6 seconds. And it might even be less than that now, because they said every year it goes down, or every so often it goes down. But our comprehension has changed. So, of course, I'm not going to deep dive into conversations and get asked the same question or get asked about a deep dive. And I've already explained it in my explanation of the deep dive. And, that's what happens. And it's not saying it has happened here, but I know that's what happens. When people have in other situations I've been in where I will say something and people say, well, what do you mean by that? And I'm like, well, what do they mean by what I mean by that? Like, I'm rereading what I posted and I'm like, I'm explaining what I mean by that. I'm even giving you sources and footnotes. Like, what do you mean? So it's like they're not comprehending something. And so like I said, when I say, are y'all ready for that type of teaching, or is this too deep for conversation? It's really like, do I got your attention? Are you thinking about other things? Because of course it's going to go in one ear after the other. There's a lot of distractions in this life, especially when you're trying to wake up, especially when you're trying to tap in. Especially if you're trying to access a higher level of dimension and intelligence. You got to cut off your distractions. This is why I don't participate in drugs, alcohol, other type of substances, because baby, I like to participate in awakening of self. I like to retrace my steps, and everything is put in front of you to distract you from that. And so I want to focus on my mission. I want to focus on my goals. I want to focus on my ambition. And like I said, I want to encourage you all as something simple that you could look into. We talked about the word retain, okay? And maybe we could type it in right here before we exit out of here. Maybe we can type it up in here right now. Retain is to continue to have something to keep possession of. It also means to absorb and continue to hold. You are absorbing energy even right now as I'm speaking. You're always absorbing and releasing energy. That's why certain people like to be around you. That's why you'll be in the middle of nowhere and people just start walking over to you. Hey, oh yeah, what you looking at? You looking for that? Oh, I was looking for that too. And you're thinking to yourself, like, this, why are you trying to talk to me out of everybody? Why are you trying to talk to me out of everybody, girl? I'm here trying to buy this milk, and you're like, oh yeah, what you going to do with that milk? What? Excuse me, bitch, you like your business. They want some of that energy, girl. Okay? Let's get into obtain. Obtain is to get, acquire, or to secure something. The second definition is to be prevalent customary, or established. You have to be secured in knowing who and what you are, daughter. Okay. What was the other one? Retain, obtain. We're going to do attain. It says to attain, ATTAIN. It says succeed in achieving something that one desires or has worked for. Reach. Everything that you retain, obtain, attain, it all goes hand in hand. It's dealing with you acquiring something, leveling up with something, being secured in something. And we know we all have to be grounded. We know we have to be grounded in order to excel, in order to be our best. It's time to wake up, y'all. And I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say this, honey. You are responsible for your everyday existence. You are responsible for everything that you allow into your world. Even things that you think that are out of your control are really not. They are attracted to you or pulled to you based off of your emotional, physical, or mental responses and or pheromones. Can we talk about it? You're either expelling or attracting person, place, or things every single day, every single second. And so this is why it may appear that when you're trying to do certain things happen. But trust when I say this, daughter and son, that you are in full control over your life. And don't let nobody dictate, don't let nobody say that about you. Because bitch, or change your mind about that. Because some people say, well, that's true, then why don't you this and that? Well, maybe that's what you want me to do, but that's not what I want to do. Maybe that's what you want to do. I was sitting there watching something a couple of months ago, y'all, and I'm going to be done. Where the person had all the answers. And they were like, I was trying to tell people that they need to get this together, get that together, get this together, get this, whatever. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, 13 years old is when you first get your first spiritual inkling. 18 years old, which is 5 years later after 13, which is 15, which is 5 times 3 plus 3. Can we talk about it? At 18 years old, you now have a spiritual understanding of who you are, and now your spiritual powers, your spiritual intelligences start to wake up. And then going into certain states and certain places, 15 is even an age of consent or a legal age where they feel like people are adults, because that's 15 and 6. That's the number of men. Some states right now, I think it's Georgia, is one of them. Alabama, 16 is the age of consent. That's 7. That's completion, right? 6, the world was created in 6 days. On the 7th day, the Lord rested. So the world was created in 6 days. On the 7th day, there was rest that took place. Can we talk about it? 7, completion. Reawakening, seeing things. 18, of course, if it goes into 9, right? 8 plus 1 is 9. Of course, completion, rebirth and a death. Now you're leveling up. And then so forth, and then it just keeps going. But you become aware of who you are at 18. And then at 21, you become a little more acquainted. Because 21 is 6 years before 27. And 27 is when your frontal lobe is fully developed. Once again, 6 is the number of man. So at 27, which is ultimately 9, once again, a reset, a restart, a leveling up of sort, acquiring new information, getting a spiritual awakening on a different motherfucking level. Can we talk about it? You now have insight of who you are. You have 3 different stages, 3 different transmutation on. Of course, you're always elevating. You're always changing, y'all. You're always changing. Every 7 years, from 1 to 7, your body is going through some type of change. Every 7 years, your skeletal system changes. Your bones changes every 7 years. You're not the same person you were 7 years ago. Every 7 years, your body rejuvenates and renews itself. I want y'all to understand this. So you've always been aware of your abilities. You just didn't give a fuck. And so some people say at 44, at 37, at 33, at 52, at 69, at 71, I realized who I was. No, you always knew who you was. You were just so distracted. Maybe life had drugged you too many fucking times. Maybe life has pushed you down the hill too many times. Maybe you've been dragged all around. You got dragged through the desert. You got all these pine needles up your motherfucking ass, all in your motherfucking face. You know, you had raccoons, you had vultures picking at your ass. You getting dragged through the they said mud, through the rocks. Okay, in the Sahara Desert. Maybe that's why you barely got your waking at 44, 77, 33 and all that good stuff. Maybe that's why it took you so long to realize, because bitch, it took those jumping needles to poke your motherfucking ass. It took those vultures to peck at your motherfucking ass to wake you up. And so for me, I'm always down to accept advice or different perspectives from people. But I'm like, I know there's other people out there like me because I met some of y'all. You're here. At 15, 16, you already knew who you were. You were seeking out spiritual knowledge. You were subscribing to ancient Egyptian magic. You were messaging Mystic Persia, with permission of your parents. Hey, I learned about magical stuff at 16, 17. I'm interested in knowing about witchery. Can I take a class? And you knew who you were. But other people, I'm just like, girl, I'm not taking no advice from someone that it took them 44 years to realize who they were. You may have experience in the streets. You may know right from wrong and are willing to, gain that type of knowledge, that type of experience. But when it comes to magical purposes, I am not learning anything. Okay? I'm not subscribing. And I want to do that too. Let's go into subscribe and entertain too, because we all subscribe. We all like to be entertained too. Then you want to cuss these celebrities out for being demonic and shit. Well, you wanted to entertain the shit. They entertainers, but you allowed them to enter and you obtained them. That's why they're called entertainers. They enter into you and you obtain them. And you want to be like them. You want to talk like them. You want to walk like them. You want to act like them. You get your hair done like them. You fuck like them. You speak like them. You treat your family and friends like they do. And you wonder why you're so fucking lonely. Can we talk about it? And so it says that subscribe is arranged to receive something regularly. You have to arrange to receive something when you subscribe. And it said typically a publication by paying in advance. Then it says, express or feel agreement with an idea or proposal. So when you're subscribing, you are agreeing to the energies and the frequencies of that entity or the entertainer or that influencer. And they call them influencer for a reason too. Y'all better wake the fuck up. Y'all better wake the fuck up. Okay? Y'all better wake the fuck up. Okay? And that's it. This is a wake-up call. Wake up. Now let's get into this. Entertain. Let's get into entertain, baby. And I'm done. It says provide someone with an amusement or enjoyment. It says give attention or consideration to an idea, suggestion, or feeling. Now, of course, let's get into this. Because a lot of people are like, well, the entertainment definition is not what you're saying it is. Well, let's type in right here. Because another word for entertain would be like possession. You're now being amused by energy, or energy is using you to amuse others. And a lot of entertainers have spoken about possessions. Oprah Winfrey said she channeled energy and got possessed by energy when she did The Color Purple and the movie called Beloved. A lot of celebrities and actors take on characters, and a lot of them have to seek therapy to break that role, because these are energies that entered and got obtained by them. That's why they're called entertainers. And so because you are subscribing and you're connecting to, you're in agreement to the energy, now you take on that energy. And so it says right here, entertain comes from the Latin word intertenere, which means among or to hold. And it also says the late Middle English from French intratenere, based on Latin inter among and tenere, which is to hold. The word originally meant maintain or to continue. Later, maintained in a certain condition, treated in a certain way, also show hospitality. Late 1500s. So it says that it is to maintain and to continue. These entertainers they become legendary because they're meant to continue something out. They're meant to feed you information through the arts, which are acting, and then you're learning something from that subconsciously. But even going into the word entertain, y'all, those are two words put together. As I said, it is. I'm gonna look this right here too. We'll look it up. That means to hold. Tame means to hold, and so something is being entered, and we're gonna get into that too. Let's get into enter. Let's get into the word enter. That's what we're gonna do, and I'm really gonna be done. I'm really gonna be done. Let's get into that word. Enter, within. Enter means within. Okay, within. Intra. Enter comes from the word intra, which means within. Okay, originated from the late 13th century, Old French enter and Latin intrare. It means enter or go into. The word means to enter a place, join, or make an entrance. To join. So, and even entertainers, when they be giving a speech, they be like, I want you guys to join in. Or they said, I joined forces with. I joined in on. I joined in. Come and join me, everybody. Join us Wednesday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time while we go over. Yes. Then y'all out of here. And let me tell you also the spells they be having y'all under too. Y'all will read P. Diddy and these people down for being perverts and shit so bad. But yeah, y'all be Googling up their shit. Can we talk about it for a minute? R. Kelly got arrested. Now, when I first heard R. Kelly songs, it was in the mid-90s. I'm assuming this man's been out since the 80s, right? Mid-90s. Okay. Yeah, I was young listening to motherfucking R. Kelly. My mom and them, they loved listening to R. Kelly. Girl, listen. So I grew up on his music. But baby, wrong is wrong and right is right. And I understand how energy motherfucking work. And so it be gagging me, y'all, where this man got arrested and got charged and got put behind bars for human trafficking or entertaining young girls, including Aaliyah, at 14 years old, allegedly. Her parents allowed it, allegedly. And so either way, this perverted pedophilic man, and see, I know why a lot of y'all don't give a fuck about it, because a lot of y'all daddies are pedophiles. A lot of y'all uncles are pedophiles. A lot of y'all husbands are pedophiles. Y'all watch, y'all seen, y'all been a part of, and nobody protected you. You didn't tell nobody about it. We know what goes on. And so y'all don't see anything wrong with this perverted ass man. Because baby, if oh girl, let me not even go there. Let me not even go there, baby, because that's not my business. That's not my business. So I don't play R. Kelly. I don't Google R. Kelly. I don't play his music. I didn't buy shit for him ever. So I don't give a fuck. Girl, his shit would have been a motherfucking trash. But when this went down, everybody was like, but he still make good music, and you can take away, and you can't take away the eye, because the music was good. The music was good. Sounding stupid as fuck. The music was yeah. He got good music. Y'all, in the past 20 years, I probably have heard R. Kelly's two of his songs in the past 20 years. I don't hear nobody bumping R. Kelly in the nightclubs. I don't hear nobody bumping R. Kelly while I'm walking down the street, while I'm driving, while I'm in a grocery store. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, this is some type of mind control. And then y'all want to talk about, well, the industry is pedophile and we need to get them together. What is the new Miss Shirley thing? Little girl, pop your fans. All these people upset. And yeah, the mama need her ass whipped because they got Miss Shirley out here, LaKyra out here being a grown ass girl. She got OnlyFans. Girl, shut the fuck up. Because y'all liked R. Kelly perverted ass. Girl, shut the fuck up. Y'all wasn't bitching about R. Kelly doing pissing on little girls and shit. Girl, shut the fuck up. Well, yeah, I don't care if he's a pedophile or anything. He still make good music. Girl, shut the fuck up. I mean that. Shut the fuck up. Let Kyra mama do what the fuck she. That's her daughter. Mind your fucking business. Shut up. Cause see, I'm against that shit. I don't like pedophiles. I don't do perverted ass shit. I don't like perverted ass people. I don't like people with predatorial, barbaric energy. I don't do that. So baby, it's all across the board for me. R. Kelly gotta go, P. Diddy gotta go, Mary J gotta go. They all gotta go because they either did it or they're a part of it. They all gotta go, ho. And so Lakira's mama gotta go too. Miss Shirley's mama gotta go too. It's about the whole board for me. I'm not picking and choosing. Bitch, the fuck out of here. I'm not picking and choosing. They all gotta go. And so I'm against it all. Bitch, there's no lukewarmness here. You love R. Kelly, but you don't like P. Diddy. You love R. Kelly, but you don't like what Lakira's mama doing for her. Then I've been another thing too, y'all. Y'all be out here showing your little kids. I'll never put my kids on the internet. You will never see what my daughter or my son look like. You will never see what my daughter, my son look like. My niece to girl. You're not gonna see no niece and nephew on my profile picture. You're not gonna see them on my cell phone. You're not gonna see nothing about them. Girl, you're not gonna see a picture of my kids on a car. You're not gonna see no girl where they have the stickers, mom, dad, and shit. You're never gonna know that. My kids are not gonna be seen on the motherfucking internet because we know there's perverts out there. So, bitch, y'all post y'all children, y'all post your babies. And y'all work, oh, they're pedophiles. Oh, P. Diddy, oh, they're all perverts. Epstein Island, bitch, you are too. You're either a pedophile, you're a pedophile enabler. And baby, ain't nothing worse than a pedophile but a pedophile enabler. And I don't give a fuck about what nobody say. You can get it too. You enable the pedophilic shit, you can get it too. You get pop, lock, and drop too. And I mean that. Bitch, man, woman, boy, girl, Christian, Jew, girl. I don't care. You can get it too. And so that's what it comes down to for me. They got y'all brainwashed. They got y'all fucked up. And when people are questioning, now we're out of the loop. Now we're, well, you're a little strange. No, girl, we're not strange. Girl, if I don't like what's good for the goose, good for the ginger. If I don't like gangbangers, I don't like any type of gangbanger. I don't give a fuck if it's a gangbanger who donated his time to the community. It was a gangbanger who sponsored for me to be able to go to the drag show to see Ebony Lane and shit. I don't give a fuck about what and who it is. If I don't like a certain type of energy, I'm not subscribing to that energy, period. And like I said, that's where y'all get fucked up at because you feel like, well, it's not the energy, it's the person. Well, P. Diddy is different than R. Kelly. P. Diddy is different from any other type of celebrity that's ever been charged with sexual assaulting women or groups of women. Bill Cosby. Can we talk about it? Or is that a little too deep? P. Diddy is different than R. Kelly. R. Kelly is different than Lakira's mama, Miss Shirley's mama. I mean, hell, they any different than y'all? Plastering your kids all on the motherfucking internet, half naked and shit. Nobody want to see that shit. I don't want to see that. It pisses me the fuck off when I see shit like that, y'all. Like, I'll be like, girl, should I read this parent now? Should I send them a cute little message and say, girl, you're a pedophile enabler? And see, that'd be another thing too, y'all. They be so focused on what grown-ass men and women are doing to their bodies and who the fuck they sucking and licking on. And that'd be irritating the fuck out of me. You don't like homosexuals, but you like pedophiles. You don't like grown women and grown men who want to fucking suck on each other because they grown, they can do that. But you love men who like kids, women who like kids, men who like to beat and abuse on women and sexually assault them. You love that. Y'all love this. Messing with the bullshit. Y'all love this shit. Y'all still bumping the shit. R. Kelly behind bars. Y'all still dropping footages of R. Kelly. I don't want to see that pedophile predator. Somebody need to hurry and get him done. Somebody need to hurry and do him in good. They need to do him in good, bitch. They need to do him in good. The same way he sodomized, sexually aggravated, hurt these little girls, brainwashed these girls, honey, who became women. Somebody do that to his motherfucking ass, illiterate ass. And I said it, illiterate ass, special needs ass, bitch. And that's the scary part about it too. This man was worried more about getting kids than learning how to fucking read. Make it make sense. And then when he was talking about his sister, so we got to have compassion for him. This is a rich man who could have went to the doctor, who could have went to a therapist. If that means being medicated, be medicated. Daddy had all this money. Daddy could have got his life together. And talking about he believe in God and shit. And that'd be another shit that pissed me the fuck off too. Everybody talking about God, 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 God. If I was an atheist person, if I didn't know who God was, I would say fuck God. Because I would say, damn, like, wait a minute. So everybody's repping God. Y'all all have crosses on, but y'all all allow stupid demonic shit to happen. Make it make sense. So are y'all really venerating Jesus Christ, the light, or y'all venerating the devil? Is the cross really symbolic for Satanism and not Christianity? Because even what we see right now in modern day society, you cannot tell me that the MAGAs are Christians. You cannot tell me that what we're seeing in modern day society right now, that this is the Christianity movement. This is demonic, low vibrational, and satanic, y'all. Anything that oppresses and go against the human freedom with harm to none is demonic. That's not godly. That's not godly, honey. So I'm like, girl, what is going on with people? Like at this point, it's almost like, girl, I don't even want to be around people. I don't even want to see people. You're a human, girl. You can speak a talk, girl. I don't even want to be around your ass. If you ain't got no light in you, girl, I ain't fucking with you. That's where it's at for me. You ain't got no light. You ain't speaking right, bitch. I ain't fucking with you on any type of level. Not for friends, not for fun, not for shit, not for giggles, not for payment. Girl, you take that to another low vibrational bummy ass bitch. Okay? Basic ass bummy witch. That's what you could do. You listen. That's where it's at for me. Honey, we need to wake up and smell the motherfucking coffee. We need to understand that they all gotta go. And like Oprah said, their time is up. Hers might be up too. Because we always talk about men being perverts and pedophiles, but allegedly she's one as well. So let's not put her behind. Let's not, make it seem like she's the light of all light. Okay? If she's that too, she gotta go as well. They all gotta go. All pedophiles, all people that sexually aggravates children, that traumatizes and ostracizes spiritually, because that's a spiritual death, bitch. You gotta go. You gotta go. And that's why I be sometimes praying too. Like, God, if that means that I have to go, that means if a rocket, if an asteroid, God, oh, come on in here. If an asteroid has to come and wipe off every level of intelligence on this planet to stop pedophilia and abuse of children and women, baby, I'm for that. Knock us all out. I'll be the sacrifice. God, listen, I'm okay with that. Knock me out, to knock everybody out, to get rid of that shit, that demonic ass shit. Knock us all out. And I mean that, because it is getting out of hand. It is getting out of hand. It's getting quite disturbing. We're more concerned about grown ass people doing their own thing than what grown ass people are doing to children. And it also makes it, well, maybe they don't give a fuck because they do it to their own kids, or they hustle do it to the kids, because that'd be a lot going on too. A lot of these motherfuckers doing weird ass shit, girl, to their kids shit, girl, and you be allowing that shit to happen. You'll be questioning. My mom didn't let us out her motherfucking side. When she did, we were around trusted ass people. One thing about me, I had a mouth on me. Bitch, if something went down and something looked right, I spoke about it. I said, you know what? I was seeing how this guy was just in that girl. We were taught about that when we were young. If somebody touches you, somebody do something, whatever, speak up. And I did. Girl, I'm not hushing a fuck ass thing, girl, and threatening with my motherfucker ass. I don't give a fuck. I had a cousin who was a perverted ass motherfucker, girl. I don't know where he's at now because he was a cousin by marriage, girl. And I hope his kids. Oh, let me not wish that. Whatever. Karma is real. I hope karma get his ass 20 times over. This motherfucker was doing some weird ass shit. I was like, what the hell's going on here? I was like, bitch, I'm gonna be a snitch, bitch. Yes, I did. I went right in and I said, I don't know what's going on, but old boy in here. And I said his name, and I said, he's over here doing something, whatever. And coming to find out, girl, him and this playgirl, they were over here doing dry humping shit. And I was like, girl, does her mama know what's going on? And then, of course, my cousin at the time was like, well, I mean, I'm upset because he's young and doing that, but I'm really not because, he's doing it with a girl. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Bitch, this little girl didn't want to do that. How you know this little girl wants to do this? And the little girl didn't want to do this. Where's her? Like, we need to go talk to her parents. And y'all, I was like 9 years old when this went down. And bitch, I still knew, like, so what happened in this household that this is okay? And of course, my mom didn't let us go to these people's house either. Now I know why. My mom did not let us go to these people's houses and abounding people because she didn't play that shit. A lot of relatives, we couldn't go around the house. And I was like, why? And I knew why now. I know why as adults, because my mom was like, I don't trust them with my children. They couldn't take care of their motherfucking kids. How the fuck they're going to take care of mine? Hello? They don't watch kids and shit. They let the kids run out and play while they're in there doing their old shit, doing nasty shit. And that'll be another thing to y'all. And I'm really going to be done. Y'all be having these kids, letting these kids run around the apartment complexes and shit while you in your house doing nothing. You in your house fight with bitches on the internet and shit, reading other people down, checking on niggas that don't want you, don't like you. Like, girl, make it make sense. Like, listen, my kids ain't getting out of my sight. We didn't get out of my mama's sight unless we were around trusted as people. I'm not letting my kids get out of my sight neither, baby. And y'all call me what you want to call me. My kids are also gonna be watched like a hawk in the motherfucking sky. Yes, the fuck they is. And y'all should watch y'all kids too, because that's why y'all kids out here doing some weird ass shit, gawking and shit. Girl, no kids should know anything about anything sexual. Girl, y'all worried about drag queen shit teaching your children. I'm worried about y'all teaching y'all fucking kids, perverted asses. Already let your kids in the next bed next to you, and you over here doing it and shit. I'm worried about that shit. Sexually active, aggravated children and shit. I'm worried about that, girl. Y'all worried about the distracting us with the gay people and the drag queens. I don't want no drag queen reading my kid. I don't want no homosexual reading my kid. I don't want no transvestite. I don't want no nigga bitch reading my kids. But we're worried about you with your own kids, ma'am. You naked and shit in front of your 7-year-old son. Y'all over here in the bathroom and shit doing it on while the kids in there watching TV. And the kids are listening to the shit. I'm worried about that, ma'am. I'm worried about y'all cussing at each other and talking about sexual things to your kids. That's what I'm worried about your kids watching movies like The Woods and shit. Sexually explicit movies, and they only know how to fucking count. And that'd be another thing too. How the hell your kids know about sexual shit but don't know how to drive or don't know how to pay a bill? Hell, some of y'all don't know how to fucking pay a bill, write a check. That's another thing too. Do y'all know how to write a check? Do y'all know how to fill out a money order? Do y'all know how to, girl, do y'all know how to read accounts and shit on your electrical bill and all that? Do y'all know how to drive? Do y'all have a license? Girl, do y'all have a library card? Like, that's shit I be worried about, be thinking about. Like, y'all out here worrying about the gays and the trans and the niggas and the nigga bitches and girl, level yourself up. Use your straight power to your best ability. Get a library card. That's the best tool you can have is a fucking library card. Go get a library card and shut the fuck up. Worry about what you got going on in your motherfucking house, not what I'm doing in mine. That's your problem now. Worry about what y'all got going on with y'all motherfucking children and shit. And that'd be another thing too, girl. And I'm for it. Children, tell on your parents. Tell on your parents. Maybe I need to start offering raffles and gifts to kids. If you are a child and you're being sexually assaulted or sexually aggravated by your parents or any type of other adults, please reach out and tell a police officer and I will enter you into a raffle. Bitch, bye. Bitch, y'all gotta go. And I mean it. Y'all gotta go. Y'all, they need to come in. They need to do what they gotta do. Listen, I'm done. I'm done, girl. Because I'm getting off topic of shit. This is a wake-up call, and I'm getting off topic right now. Anyway, y'all, let me see what's up in here. If somebody up here, nobody up in there, let me get the fuck up out of here. Come on in here. Okay, come on in here. I'm Dee. How you doing? I'm Dee. What for I catch you? You were burning in my mind last night. I know that's like, come on, Dee. Hope you're well. How is your sheep, goats, pigs, and dogs? How your babies doing, Dee? How you doing? Yes, come on, Debbie. How you doing, Kiki Sheba? Yes, Kiki Sheba. Yes, honey. Al, yes, Kiki Sheba. Yeah, come on, Phoenix Jewel. Oh my God, Phoenix Jewel. You know, I still got my goddess beads by you. You know, I wear my goddess beads. You know, I literally found one of the beautiful ones, the Amberstone goddess beads. It's still in the bag and everything, Phoenix Jewel. Y'all, if you do not know, Phoenix Jewel makes beautiful body beads, y'all. They are so beautiful. They feel good. Oh my God, they're so amazing. And magnetic clasps and all that. I don't know if she makes them and she sells them to the world, but beautiful, y'all. I still got them. I'm going to be adorning my body even more. The summertime is coming. Phoenix Jewel. And listen, I am definitely going to be wearing the babies out and about. Oh, and I did say, listen, I will be hitting you up because I do want one made to go around my neck, go between my boobs, you know, go around right underneath my boobs, come around and come around my waist. I want to feel really secured and locked in. I want the Holy Spirit to embrace me. I need my spirits to come on in. Thank God that all my spirits are like gold, royal blue, and purple. Now I'm thinking about it. Their colors are gold, royal blue, and purple. So I would like something along that. I'm going to message you, Phoenix Jewel, though. I'm going to message you, honey. Drug counselor, clerical. I know that's right. Is that what you are, DD? You're a drug counselor, clerical? I just had a conversation. Money is energy. People always chasing borrow money, never. Right. You said it. People that always borrow money. Oh my God. Listen, let me tell you something right now. I'm Dee. You just hit the nail on the fucking head. I was like, I've never borrowed money from people. Let me knock on wood for this. I'm like, one time I got a payday loan. It was one time, and I only got the payday loan as the backup, but Spirit showed up and showed through, and I didn't have to use the payday loan. So I went back and I put that shit right in. And of course, they charged me interest. And they're like, well, we already gave you the money, and so you got to pay back with interest. And if you're paying off early right now, there's an early payoff penalty. And so I was like, what the fuck? So I had to give them, I gave them back the money. I had to give them extra money on top of that money. So I was like, okay, I won't be doing no motherfucking payday loans again. But it's true. Borrowing money and chasing money, end up broke. It leaves you empty because money is the energy. It comes to you effortlessly. You said it on DD, and I was even telling her to a sister. We were talking about that a while ago. We were speaking about that. Like, I don't even like to loan money out to people because I feel like you're latching onto my energy when you're trying to borrow. You're latching on, and of course, your energy is now tethering my energy, and now you're creating some type of generational block for me. So I may not see it now, but in upcoming weeks, upcoming months, I'm going to see that. So I'd rather show you how to get it than to actually give it to you. But even going to people I know, like people who had good jobs, like I had a relative that made more money than me, and they were borrowing money from me like every other week, and I was just like, I got to put my foot down. Bitch, well, hold up. Like, honey, you got it. You probably go. You working 12 to 60-hour days, getting paid $28 an hour. Where all your money going? But what's going is that they were they were partying and shit. And then they were borrowing money from other people so they would pay them back. When they got paid, then they'll come to me. No, ma'am, I ain't got it for you. So like I said, you want to borrow some money? I got some rituals for you. I'm going to show you how we're going to figure out what's blocking you from getting that money. TwoSpiritMister.blogspot.com. That's what we're gonna do for you. But we're not giving you no money like that, honey. Okay. The King Sheba, come on in here. Yes, honey. Now, so there are really humans out there we don't have. So y'all, yes. Hold on. Let's see if AI gonna acknowledge this. Are there any humans out there without souls? Okay, they use the word living beings. So they say, yes, there are many spiritual paths and traditions that believe there are living beings out there who does not have a soul. So they call them living beings, not humans, because of course humans are supposed to be half God, half human, like demigods. Like we're replications of other beings. So only humans have souls, but there's living beings that look like humans that does not have souls. And I even think like going into aliens and stuff that y'all artificial intelligence. That's why, girl, we're doing an alien disclosure, girl. Well, first they're talking about the immigrants. Second of all, they're talking about foreign objects that look like us, but that are not us. And so this is why they need us, y'all. They need us to use voice to text. They need us to use, hey, Google, how many inches does it take to fly a kite? They need us to call, hey, Siri, today my birthday? Hey, Gemini, can I go walk my dogs today? Hey, Gemini, how old is my dog? And my dog's 2 years old. So then they're taking all this information in, and then they're basically learning about us because they don't have a soul. And then they become like us. And then guess what, girl? In 33 years from 2024, by the way, mark my word, 33 years from 2024, they're going to have a whole bunch of tea with a whole bunch of tea, y'all. And just so happen, it's going to be a mirroring of who the fuck you are. Who you think you are, but you don't utilize it, these beings are going to utilize it. Come on in here. Let's talk about it. Hello? I need y'all to wake up. Honey. Wake up. Wake up, call. Wake up. Yes, sir, RJ. Yes, there's King of Sheba. People out here who does not have a soul, who are actually functioning and moving like they're other human beings. That's why they say the aliens walks amongst us. The movie called They Are, or Who Are They, or They Are Amongst Us, whatever they had a movie called with Rod, with that what's that guy? Rod something, honey. That's a true motherfucking thing. Baby. What they call it, the body snatchers shit, y'all. These people are electrical beings. They are not soul beings. They're electrical beings. That's why I even love when people like Patti LaBelle. We shout out to Auntie Patti Girl. We love Auntie Patti Girl. We love Patti LaBelle. Who does not like Patti LaBelle? When she always called people white girls with soul, like Ariana Grande, y'all. She's a white girl with soul, her little black white girl. I love that. See, soul, you can feel that energy when somebody has a soul. When they speak, when they sing, when they rap, you feel it. When people don't have that soul and they just be going and be like, oh, no, what you say, whatever. Or they start rapping, it sounds boring as fuck. If I tell y'all, I don't think Cardi B got a soul. I'm be honest with y'all, because I can't stand the way the bitch rap. I'm sorry. She be rapping off, beating off a tune. Cardi B is soulless. That's a soulless rapper. Sorry. Beautiful, beautiful girl. Definitely beautiful girl after the surgeries. But either way, good spirit. Yes, girl. You know, good type of energy. But that bitch don't have a soul. I don't care about it. Say, prove me wrong. Prove that she got a soul. Mama got a Dominican accent, but don't speak Dominican Spanish fluently. Hello? Mama speak English, but don't speak English fluently. Girl, let's talk about it, girl. That sounds like a plant to me. That sounds like some type of program gone wrong. If you ask me, I'm just saying. Now, no, you know, and whatever. Okay, listen. That's it. I don't know why, but I have a hard time believing that it is something in them that lacks a soul or loses it. Listen, Jay or King of Sheba, you're entitled to see what you want to see. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I believe what I believe, and I move how I want to move. I am in my mid-30s. I have good friends around me. I have loving, supporting people around me. I've had loving, supporting people who act like they love support that's no longer in my life. I feel great. I feel good. I'm not addicted to any type of drugs, any type of substance. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't fuck random people. I'm just pointing these things out because these are people that lack some type of energy, tend to subscribe to. So what I'm telling you is that I'm also mentally stable. I have a psychiatrist, a counselor, and I have a therapist. Okay. Can we talk about it? I'm only clinically noted as having anxiety. Clinically noted as having anxiety, not bipolar, not schizophrenic, not suicidal, not having trouble sleeping. Okay. And so I'm pointing all this out to say that, baby, what I believe and what I know comes from some type of intelligence that's beyond my own comprehension. You cannot tell me that every human being on this planet has a soul. I do not believe in human possession. So if you don't believe there are some humans out here who lack a soul, but you believe that there are people that get possessed, you need to question how. I'm not saying you need to question how you're thinking, but make it make sense to yourself. Because you don't believe that there's humans out here that does not have a soul, then you also don't believe in human possession then. Because two souls cannot occupy the same body. So that's actually a question that you would have to ask yourself, Jay. Are you giving yourself the benefit of the doubt, or King of Sheba? Are you overthinking? Are you underthinking? Are you a part of the, do they got you? Are you looped in now? Are you a TikTok subscriber? Have you been watching, subscriptions of people that are putting frequencies and vibrations on you where you're kind of losing your spiritual guidance? Like I said, only you can answer these questions. Only you can ask these questions. I'm just telling you what I know to be true. And a lot of people know this to be true as well. And it actually is historically spoken about. Can we talk about it? When you think about zombies and other things like that, where do you think these ideas came from? So you have a lot of zombies walking around here. No, it's not. The body is gone and now somebody else has taken over the body, because that cannot happen. Another soul cannot occupy a body that was already created by another soul, because the physical body is a physical simulation what the spiritual body needed to manifest in. And because we're all energetically different, you cannot occupy my body. You cannot handle my energy, just like I cannot handle your energy. Your blueprint, your body is a 3D version of what your spirit needed to manifest and to experience in this realm, in this reality, in this timeline. And so you cannot be possessed by another spirit. You cannot die and a ghost jump into your body and now you're walking around here with another soul in your body. That cannot happen. How they're doing it is electronical, because we talked about electronic means light. It means amber of light. Going into chromosomes, that's the same definition. Same similarity. These entities need electricity. And because they've been able to duplicate electricity, shout out to the inventors, shout out to people who sacrifice their bodies to be used as testing dummies and stuff. Shout out to those people. They're able to duplicate and create artificial intelligences, and even them to even mimic us so well. We talk about clones. People think that these clones just grow up out of this lab. They look just like Kanye West and they grew up over time. They got to grow like us. Do your research on that as well. They got to grow like us too. They need 20 years to become a 20-year-old. They need 30 years to become a 30-year-old. They have to grow just like us. So you're telling me, like I said, once again, let's get into this, that you don't believe, or you have a hard time believing that there's people around here that does not have souls, but you possibly believe in cloning. You possibly believe in possession. You possibly believe in, like I said, I don't know what you believe in. I don't know, what's going through your mind. You asked me, so I'm asking you back. I'm giving you my answer. I'm asking you back. So you believe in human possession. You believe in that somebody could tell you about your life. Somebody could tap into your energy and tell you about your life. But you don't believe that there are people here that does not have a soul. And even going as far as this, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, what type of life source is existing in a body that tells this man or woman to take out their own parent? What type of life source is in a body of a man or woman who's telling everybody to get rid of certain people because of their differentness? What type of light source, because now we're going into the Hitler source and stuff, will take out a group of people because you deemed them inferior to you? You think that's a soulful person? You think a person with a soul would do that? You think somebody with light would do that? Let me understand. Jay. Let me understand. Teach me something. Somebody who just wake up and go into an elderly home and beat up elderly people. You think that's somebody with a soul? Can we talk about it for a minute? Somebody who keeps having babies just to keep doing it and keep taking them out, keep aborting them. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 abortions in their lifetime. Come on now. That's somebody with a soul. That's somebody with light. I want to understand, Jay. And maybe we could continue this conversation another time. I really want to understand. I really want to understand what type of light sources. Maybe you can do something that I don't know. I don't understand, that my spirit ain't tapping into. My spirit ain't understanding. Let me know what type of light source, what creator, because even the Most High created the motherfucking devil. So we can't say the devil possessed these humans to do fucked up ass shit. You can't tell me that. I don't believe that. Now, I don't believe that. I don't believe that the devil tell people to do fucked up ass shit. I think that people who are easily programmed, who are soulless, because the soul cannot be programmed. Can we talk about it? The soul cannot be programmed. It has its own level of intelligence. So when you come in here, you're programmed enough to be racist and to start sodomizing, abusing, and taking out people because you deem them inferior than you. You are not motherfucking soulful. You do not have a soul. That's why they don't fear going to motherfucking hell. Can we talk about it? Because they don't know what hell is. They don't know what that's like. They don't know what destruction is. They don't care. It's beyond their comprehension. Like I said, help me to understand. Help me to understand what you understand. Because maybe you understand something I don't. Teach me. Like I said, I would love to have a chat with you, Jay. Maybe we could do a live. You come up here, you can explain to the people. We go deeper into some tea. Because if every human being or everything that exists has a soul and they operate on the lowest level that they're operating on, then Reiki is a lie. Psychic abilities is a lie. Magical abilities are a lie. Energy interpretations are a lie. All that would be a lie if that's the case. All that would be a lie. If you're telling me that you're a being who's unknown about what magic is, you're a person who does not know what good or bad is, you walk into a room of people and something in that room feels off, and amongst talking to everybody, you see them as good people, but something still feels off. You don't think that that's your soul recognizing that there are soulless people in that room? Like I said, let me know. Let me know, honey. And I'm willing to be mentally evaluated, honey. Listen, let me know. I'm willing to see a psychiatrist. Let me book my appointment today. Let me book my appointment today. Let me book my appointment today. Let me book my appointment today, babe. Because like I said, maybe I'm detached. Maybe my therapists are all lies. Maybe my psychiatrists are all lies. Maybe their credentials or shit is made up. Maybe they were put in the system to sugarcoat me and say that, bitch, you're normal. You have some type of abnormalities, but that's a part of life. But baby, you're normal enough not to be on medications. but you're still detached because you don't believe that everybody doesn't have a soul. Like I said, listen, I'm willing to stand corrected. I'm really saying corrected, baby, because baby, my spider senses on motherfucker. I know what's something ain't right. And that's why I take pride on not drinking and not smoking. I take pride on not drinking either or not smoking or take any type of other substance because I don't want my chemical, my electronic, my aura, my energetic body altered. I want it to be pure. So when I think that something is off, I can pinpoint what is off. When you're high, when you're drunk, when you're intoxicated, when you're inebriated, when you're under the influence of other chemicals or things that change your energetic field, you do not comprehend, you do not understand, your senses are off. And this is why the government also came a part of having dispensaries and allow you to buy motherfucking marijuana. Can we talk about it? Or is that a little too deep? So like I said, I'm going to have a conversation with you, Jay, King of Sheep, or anybody else. Maybe we do an open panel where we talk about soulless individuals. And then maybe in real time, we can have a soulless individual pop up. Maybe we can have the spirit, the Holy Spirit, the consciousness that you've been seeking all these years to actually show up in real time and to show you what it is and what it ain't. Maybe that's what we could do too. Maybe I feel like sometimes people need tangible experiences. Sometimes they need a projection of sorts. They need some type of energy to come on in and show them. Because you might gag that some of your friends and family are soulless. That's why they don't love you. That's why they treat you the way they treat you. You're loving, you're kind, you're understanding. You don't got a mean bone in your body, and they still disrespect you. They still put you down. Everything you do is not right enough. They make you feel like you're the outcast. Like say, you will gag when you find out these people are soulless. These are programs. You will gag. You will gag. So I'm gonna leave that there. So there are only humans out there that don't have souls. I don't know why I have a hard time believe. Okay, I already clicked on that. Allegedly, they're coming something with above 5G. Like Debbie, not 16G. Debbie, they gonna fry us all up, baby. Baby, we can't handle 5G, girl. They gonna take us all out, girl. Let them even offer 5.5. What was it? 2.4, then it was 3, then it was 4, then it was 5. And they still use 2.4, y'all. They keep us between 2.4 and 5. So, girl, let them even come out with a 5.1. Girl, we're done. Girl, we're done, girl. We're done. We're fucking done, man. We're fucking done. Do you still hear from Larry from Florida? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm Dee Dee. Yes, I do. Shout out to Larry. Larry Target. Listen, I remember when I first met Larry and I called him. I said, is it Target or is it Target? And he said, it's Target. I said, he's my type of people, baby. My people tell it like it is, baby. I listen. That's why I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. Y'all tell it like it is, baby. And I love direct. Baby, I want you to tell it like it is. Baby, you don't got a sugarcoat a fuck ass thing with me. I'm never going to defriend you. I'm never going to disown you, not be connected with you because you told me how you felt and you told me how you seen it. Even if it offends me in a moment, I'm not going to end it because, baby, listen, I want you to keep it real with me. I want you to keep it real with me all the time as I keep it real with you. Okay, so you think, baby, I'm too much. You think I'm doing too much. You think I lost it. You think my wig is dry. You think my teeth is fucked up. You think I might need to lose some weight. Baby, listen, all opinions, but let me tell you this as well. All opinions are greatly appreciated, but also get ready for a reading session back because you can give it, you can get it. And if you definitely go, because I can definitely take it and I can give it. So, baby, when you tell me how it is, I'm going to tell you how it is too. So be prepared if you're getting into the wigs and the teeth and the bodies and all that shit, bitch, or you telling me that I've lost it, then baby, be prepared for a reading session. Because baby, I want you to come up. If you're in the platform, I want you to come up and let's camp up and you tell me to my face, you give me a good reading session to my face. Bitch, you fucked up. Your face is fucked up. You need to lose weight. And then at that point, I'm seeing you two on the camera and I'm going to tell you how I feel. Because baby, I don't argue with faceless people and I argue with people without a library card. You don't got a library card, girl. We can't have no reading session. That's another thing too, y'all. Get y'all a library card if you want to have a reading session with me. If you do not have a reading session, baby, listen, no library card, there's no reading. Bye. That means you don't read, bitch. Bye. Reading a reading session. Could you imagine that? Reading somebody without a fucking library card. Bitch, who are you reading? What are you reading? Are you on Google reading? Because, bitch, ain't no fucking way. You ain't been the fuck. That shit is modified and reintroduced. Fuck out of here. Bye. And everyone talked about Auntie, especially Rose Quartz. Oh, everybody talked about Quartz. Come on here. See, King Shit, when they be playing this role, they be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, Quartz are very, very high vibrational. We're gonna talk about Quartz because I told you I really want y'all to wake up. I really want y'all to connect with people. I really want y'all to know what is real, what ain't. Y'all, we're moving into an era of a lot of darkness. We're moving into an area of confusion and discombobulation. And we're moving into a place of disconfiguration, a defragmentation, and that where the defragmented aspect of yourself will be honored, it'll be respected, and the real aspect of you will be denied and be thrown out. The AI you will be accepted, and the real you will be fucking thrown out. Can we talk about it? And so that's what we're gonna get into. The courts are very important, honey. Mennonites, come on in here. You said it, Mennonites. Come on in here. You said it. You said it, Jay. Mennonites. I wish I could have a good hypnosis. Well, listen, we ain't gonna put too much out there yet, but I, been working on some tea, working, and y'all, we had classes on that to be, put under hypnosis. It's a good stuff, y'all. It will be recorded. We'll tap into some past life tea. Y'all, it was a 3-day process, and some of y'all signed up. I think there was like 2 people that signed up. The rest of y'all didn't. So we have training in hypnotherapy. We have training in accessing the higher levels of the brain, and also moving in this job when you're halfway up, halfway down, you're in your relaxed state, you're operating in an aspect of your higher self, not the highest, because the highest of yourself is operating when you're asleep, but you're operating in the aspect of your higher self and you're in a relaxed state. So if you're relaxed, and when you're relaxed, now you want to go drink, you want to go smoke, you want to do other shit, there's something blocking you from connecting with your higher self, and that's why you're doing these things, even going into the need of getting drunk or getting high. You want to get high, you want to get drunk because there's something blocking you from connecting with your higher self. And that's what that is. And you're trying to connect it and it ain't working. Okay. Energy of vampires are real. Why they need to know whom that's you. You said it. Energy vampires are real. And the crazy thing about it, some people even take on that energy too, y'all. Like I was having a conversation, y'all. We're gonna do a story time about this down the line very soon. But I really be feeling like how would I go about saying that? I really do be feeling like energies, like sometimes people tap into energies, and if their energies are already low, then the energies get into them, and then they can use these people as anchoring spirits to pry in on you. And that's why, like around my house, I have certain crystals. I say certain things when I'm coming out of my house. Even when I'm just sitting in my house, I'm saying certain things to keep the energy filled clean and pure and expanded out. Because I'm like, yeah, honey, if you're in another source doing that, that's fine. But baby, yeah, once you come through that door, if you're doing that, baby, it gets shuts down. And so I've seen and I've had experience with people in the past that was literally low vibrational. Everything about them was miserable. They were like, oh my God, I don't like my life. I can't stand this. I can't stand that. Every time I turn over a complaint, I can't stand the fact that I can't do this. I can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And then before you know it, they start, what are you doing? How are you doing it? What you got going on? And then they got upset because they weren't able to get every move that I was making. Like, wait a minute, why didn't you tell me you were going to do that? I didn't know I had to tell you that. You're not my mom or my dad. Or why did you tell me? Like, I didn't know I had to tell you that. So you said it. Energetic vampire needs to know everything. They need to tap into your stuff. They need to see who you're talking to, why you're talking to. They got to see every single thing. And of course, a lot of energy vampires are actually programs. They're receiving downloads. We're always receiving downloads, whether we realize it or not. And these are upgrades to us, and it hits us when we're sleeping. That's why a lot of times you're around certain people, certain energies. When you go to bed, you have certain experience where you're like, oh God, I had a real nightmare. Or whatever, I had a good dream, or I had some type of upgrade, whatever. But you're always getting down. Look at this. Look at this little turtle. Y'all, let me feed my turtles, girl. They getting bugged up. Oprah got a lot in her. Oh, Didi, Oprah got a lot in her. Never liked him. He had bad energy to me. Right. Uh-oh, Mary got to go. Well, I mean, they were saying this is what people are alleging. Mary is one of the right hand women to the bad boys, and people were alleging that everybody that's around him knows what goes on. They're not speaking about it. And I want to know, y'all, and this just popped up right now. Did Queen Latifah hang out with P. Diddy? Does Queen Latifah? Oh, no, please don't say Queen Latifah. No, please don't. Oh, please don't say that. I like Queen Latifah. I love Queen Latifah. That's a strong black woman, honey. I love Queen Latifah, y'all. She's a lesbian. When Women History Month come back up, I want to honor lesbian women who have paved the way for a lot of the gay children out there. I want to honor the heterosexual women out here who allow their children to be who they are, because baby, women are here to allow to nest. They're allowed to create a nest for these birds to grow and thrive, and they allow these birds to set out and fly. Women are here to allow their children these lights to grow and be themselves. And y'all, there's nothing more beautiful than a woman who is secured in who she is and know who she is, that allow her children to be who they are, regardless of the fact of if it's a different life than them. My mom had no idea about my life. My mama had no idea about what an intersexual, what a transsexual, or any of that was. My mama had no understanding of that. But my mama stepped back and allowed the light to do what it had to do. So like I said, I want to honor. I said it like Medea. I want to honor. I want to honor the aunties and the mommies who are true women, who are true beacons of life, who are true trendsetters, who are true nourishers and nurturers. Can we talk about it? Because a nurturer is someone who provides nourishment, like Selma Hayek. Shout out to Selma Hayek. When she went over there to Africa, she breastfed those babies. Shout out to Selma Hayek. She went over there to Africa and she breastfed those orphan babies. That's what a true nurturer do. They're not concerned about it being a black or white baby, a gay or straight baby, a fat or black baby, or a skinny girl. Bye. That's not your fucking business, girl. Your business is to give them nourishment and let them fly. So those women will forever have my motherfucking love and motherfucking support. Baby, let these birds fly with harm to none, even if it's a different life than yours. When I be seeing these women out here, if my son was gay, if my daughter was gay, if my son was trans, my daughter was trans, I ain't raising no tranny, I ain't raising no homosexual. Yeah, bitch, you gotta go. You gotta go too. And I mean that, girl. The spirit needs to wipe your whole bloodline, because you're the problem. I'm sorry, they need to wipe the whole bloodline. Wipe it, spirit. That's what we need to start praying on. Clean that bloodline up. You got, girl, we can't thrive in racism, sexism, homophobia, and xenophobia no more, girl. We gotta let people be who they are and mind your business as long as they don't harm nobody. They harming people, girl, they should be locked up. But see, a harmer is a harmer. Bitch, no matter what you are, it supersedes your race, your ethnicity, and your gender. When you're somebody who harms and inflicts pain onto people. Okay? When you are a victimizer, that supersedes your race, girl. It's not a race thing. It's an energy thing. Okay? So that's what it should be, girl. We got to get rid of these people, these racists and these Zionists and homophobic and transphobic and people. Because these people don't know who they are. You're racist because you don't know who you are. You're racist because you don't know about your own race. That's it. You're racist because you feel like you're inferior and you got to prove to the world that you're not inferior. So I'm racist. I don't like other races. Of course not, because you're inferior. You believe you're inferior. Let's go on. You're homophobic because you're a homosexual in the closet. And I said it. You had homosexual tendencies. You wanted to lick and suck and pluck and pluck a ducky lucka. You want to do all that and you couldn't do it. And so you get mad at the next hoe who can do it. That's crazy as hell to me. Some of y'all get turned on by your homeboys and your homegirls, and then y'all here wonder why they call you bitch. And then you want to call everybody else a homosexual and a fage, but you out here twerking and twerking and lurking. That'd be another thing too. Some of y'all be out here, y'all listen, y'all be fruitier than a fruit basket. And have the audacity to call these homosexual sissies. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. I have to lower my tone when I'm saying this because I don't want to offend nobody outside this area. Y'all should be a fucking shame of yourself. Y'all be over here hanging with your homeboys, butt booty ass naked. Y'all be in the swimming pool with jacuzzi. Y'all be having threesome with your homeboys in the car, topless shit, hanging with your homeboys, hugging on them, hey bro, hanging around, smelling each other balls all them day. But you have the audacity to call these gay boys sissies? That's crazy as hell. So y'all be out here admiring other women breasts and shit. Oh, she got some nice boobs. Ooh, is that ass fat? Y'all be out here reading these girls. That's why your pussy loose. You be checking on these other girls, Reginas, and Volvagers, but you out here reading these lesbians down. I make it make sense. And it be even like these heterosexual men, because I think heterosexual men don't care about gay people. Like they're not concerned about that. I think closet cases do care about them. But even there's heterosexual men that hate on, lesbian studs and stuff because they feel like they're not man enough. They're lacking their manness. So they know that this lesbian stud could take their woman. That would bother me too. If I know that a nigga or a woman, if a man or a woman could come and take my man or my woman, that would bother me too. I'll step my shit up. Step it up. Get a job. Get an education. Be a man. Be a woman. That's how we looking at too, girl. It'd be the ugliest, most downright bummiest ass energies that would try to read you and tell you about yourself. Oh, you a tranny anyway. You a nigga bitch anyway. Well, you're a woman, and what are you doing with all that? You still look dry. You look like you can't keep it or get it. You started using and say, wait, you rather rob, steal, and go to jail than to use your yoni to get ahead. Think it makes sense. Can someone please explain that to me? I want to know that mythology. I want to know that idea. I want to know that mindset. You're not working hard. You're not keeping your yoni and your creativity to yourself and going to school and get educated, get a job and stuff. Because I listen, kudos to y'all who does that. I definitely respect that, right? But you have people out here that will still boost, cheat, lie on their yoni, right? To get ahead. Well, fuck that. You did fuck them and shit to be locked up. And they'll talk about, well, I would never sell my pussy to get ahead. So it makes you better? You better than a prostitute? A bitch that had to fucking suck to get ahead? She didn't steal. I'll be around a prostitute than I would a thief. I'm just saying. I'll be around a whore before I would be a thief, honey. Because baby, if you're a thief, I think you might steal from me. Can we talk about it? I'd rather be around a yoni seller than a thief, honey. No shade. And I mean that. So, bitch, girl. Oh, well, she just stole. I mean, we don't know the situation. Well, she sold her pussy. We don't know the situation either. Hello. We don't know the situation either. The fuck? Girl, what's good for the goose, good for the gander? Like I said, girl, it's always the ones that be looking some type of way trying to tell you how you look. Like, girl, back. I'm not offended by anything you saying, girl. Girl, was thing they said I had a list. They said I had a gap and shit. They were having a Black Elsa on their little Patreon about my shit. I'm like, girl, the funny thing about it is your grill is fucked up. The funny thing about it is, girl, you got black gums. That's gingivitis. That's necrosis of the tissue. Girl, you sitting here reading me down about my gap and shit, girl. You got black gums. I got pink gums, girl. The fuck, you can tell me a fuck ass thing about a fuck ass thing. Can we talk about it? My gap tooth and lisp having ass kept me out of jail. Hello? It got me places to meet certain people. Some people that you wish you could sit down and shake hands with. Bitch, yo, non-teeth having, non-gap having ass got you where? Behind bars, a lengthy ass criminal record, ain't got a man, ain't got a house, ain't own shit, everything's in your daughter's name, it's done that. I mean, girl, that just have to be, that's fucked up, y'all. That's some fucked up ass shit. For me to sit here and read a bitch that got her own shit. To sit here, read a nigga bitch, a man that thinks he's a woman, and yet I'm a woman, but he's more woman than I'll ever be. Because he's actually doing shit that women would be doing. He's actually being an asset to society, not a debt to society. Women are receivers, not givers. Women build up. They don't take away. Men take away because they give. They like to fuck shit up. They're obstructive and they're destructive. Can we talk about that? That's what men do. They like to destroy shit. They like to, play in the house and body slam and throw shit off the walls and shit, hit holes in walls. Shit. Women don't act like that. Bitch, you should be out here assessing and giving assets and assistance to the world. You should be out here helping to build a village, helping to build people up. But instead, you tearing people down, nigga. So who's really the nigga bitch? I could be the nigga bitch physically, but you're the nigga bitch spiritually. Ain't that the worst than the spirit? If you ain't in the spirit, you ain't, ow, come on in here. The spirit is what matters. Hello? If you are mad, and see, that's another thing too, girl, y'all be homosexual in the spirit and become for the people that are homosexual in the flesh. And if you don't get that, you don't get that. Y'all be in a gay relationship in the spirit, but be coming for the heterosexual people in the spirit. You be seeing two men together, but that'd be a masculine and feminine energy together. But you see a man and woman together, there'd be two masculine energies. And y'all wonder why y'all always fighting. Y'all two men fighting. That's two men. Some of y'all be two women too. Y'all be both women, honey. The man have a woman energy, the woman have a woman energy. Y'all dating, and y'all wonder why they ain't working out. Y'all women, y'all in a homosexual relationship, babe. And that's the real problem. Y'all have yet to get beyond the physical. Y'all stuck on the physical, then y'all wonder why they call y'all bitch. Y'all wonder why when you die, you come back. You wonder why you trapped. You wonder why you can't excel. You wonder why you can't get out that box. You wonder why you keep standing at cell. You wonder why you are still trying to reach the ceiling, but you cannot get out of the ceiling. Hello. Don't play with me, bitch. Listen, I'll reach you. I'll reach you. I'll reach to a whole nother motherfucking dimension, honey. Okay, that's one thing about me. I do have a library card in the physical and in the spiritual, baby. I was born with a library card. Reading session is always available, babe. And I mean that respectfully. Black, white, gay, straight, Christian, Jews, we could do it. How? What they call a debatable class? Those classes were boring to me. I took a debate class in high school and it was boring. I was like, we're debating, but we're debating in circles. What's really going on here? Bitch, we're going to have a debate session. Let's really debate. Then they start getting personal. Well, hey, what part of town are you in? Because you don't understand. Because I'm like, well, hey, what part of town do people you sleep in? Who do you sleep with? Bitch, I'll throw that jab too. What? The fuck out of here. Girl, what do your mom and daddy do for a living? The fuck? Anyway. Yes, come on in here. Thank you so much, Phoenix Jewel. Right, Mary was the same. Right, Mary, yes, honey. Mary. Ow. Mary. Oh, Mary Jewel. Okay, yeah, Dee got it. Thank you so much for your support and shit out. You welcome, Phoenix Jewel. Listen, and I'm really gonna hit you up. What magic can Beetlejuice teach us? Oh, I need to get on there. King of Sheba. I need to get into that. I need to get into the movie Beetlejuice and get into the star Beetlejuice. There's a big old star that's bigger than our sun. I think 100 times, and I'm gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that, Jay. Maybe we could do a cosmic journey class, and we're gonna start the song out with what's her name? Solange Knowles' Cosmic Journey. Cosmic Journey. That's gonna be the intro to the song and the outro to the song. That's what we're gonna do. But we gotta go into that. Okay, can we do it, y'all? Let's tap into it. Please. I have felt the spirit of the wrath of Cardi's music. Oh my God, so much came up. Oh, you have. Well, I mean, she's a program. She's the system. So you definitely felt the program. Definitely. And that explains probably why, King of Sheba, you're questioning and you don't believe that there's some humans around here without a soul. So that explains it. Oh my God. I'm willing to do a panel, y'all. Those who are Nicki fans and those who are Cardi fans. I'm willing to test the spirituality levels of Cardi fans and the spirituality level of Nicki Minaj fans. Y'all know my three powerful women my three women of power right now that I love, that I feel like are making some moves and elevating us. It's Raja Kumari, Megan Thee Stallion, and Nicki Minaj. And that's all I'm gonna say. Girl, y'all can say what y'all want to say and do what you want to do. All these women have done something for the community that supersedes. Girl, they don't have videos out there. And correct me if I'm wrong. If Megan Thee Stallion ever did some fucked up shit to man, I'm not gonna be fucking cool with her. If Nicki Minaj ever did some fucked up shit to man too, I'm not cool with her either. Because the same way we don't like men who sexually assault and do things to women, I don't like women who do it to men. Fuck the dumb shit. Girls, the girls got an excuse, the man got an excuse too. He did it because he wanted to do it. She did it because she wanted to do it. Let's talk about it. So I don't support pedophiles. I don't support sexual assaulters. I don't support people who have an agenda, people that just pop up out of nowhere and all of a sudden they're doing their thing. Girl, bye. And to be honest with you, I really think that, I mean, if Cardi B got it, Jocelyn got it. Why didn't they give Jocelyn? Well, we know why, because she's cocky and arrogant. But I mean, girl, but who? I mean, come on now. Come on now, girl. I mean, girl, come on now. Why wouldn't she be? So anyway, girl, that's a Leo energy, girl. Look at her. Look at that face. That face, that's a Leo face, honey. I don't know what sign she is, but hey, Google, what sign is Jocelyn Hernandez? Oh, she's a Scorpio. She got a face like a Leo. I'm curious to know if she got Leo in her chart, honey. She got a strong, dominating face, honey. Not saying it's the masculine face, but I'm saying because Cardi B also has a strong face. The surgery kind of softened her up to where she looks like a beautiful trans woman now. There's no shade with that. But yeah, Cardi B, it explains it all about you, Jay. Wow, I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it right now, Jay. That explains it. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, Miss, you said something that clicked and it's kind of scary. What's scary? Let me know. Oh, I definitely need to stop engaging in TikTok. You definitely do. Let me tell you this right now. Everyone I know, because I don't engage in TikTok, y'all. I watched some videos on TikTok, but it was like people advertising like jewelry and shit. I've never watched story times on TikTok. The people that watch TikTok stuff, I've noticed that their experiences be different than mine. And I'm like, why haven't I not experienced that? Why don't I know about that? And I interact with people on a day-to-day basis, y'all. Like in person and virtually. So it's like, why don't I hear about these experiences of these people? And these are also people in the community. So it's like, so what's going on here? Is this a TikTok consciousness? Because I do feel like every platform has their own level of consciousness. And I think that's what it is. I really do. And just like a bomb go TikTok, ticking bomb, I'm like, I feel like that's what it is too. But I'm like, there's a lot with TikTok. There's some good stuff on it, I'm pretty sure. But I'm like, I'm not getting into that, honey. I believe there's truth to all of it. Come on here. I know that's right, honey. Ancient Kernet and the laws of Mayat. Come on in here. Come on in here, Debbie Ivory. That's evil, but I guess I assume because there are negative spirits that a human could have an evil soul, kind of like a Judas. There's something called an animal soul, but I'm relearning now. Okay, so even if you look up Judaism, Jay, everything is taught in reverse, right? So if you learn how the Jewish read and write, you will learn exactly what I'm saying. Everything is in reverse and everything cannot be directly translated from one language to another language. So when something is being translated to one language to another language, and you know that other language, when you go back to read the previous language it was in, you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. So why would they use it like that? But that's how it translates into English. It doesn't make sense, right? But if you say it in Spanish, it does make sense. But if you say it in English the way it's translated in Spanish, it wouldn't make sense. So they have to take another word and they have to translate it to that word for the sake of it being translated to English. So the same thing with this and all that. Judaism, of course, is a teaching from a certain type of person or certain beings of people, right? A certain civilization of people. Another word of civilization is comprehension, right? And so this is what Judaism is, and it's what they teach us. So if Judaism also teaches us that we're not able to tap into the deceased, we're not able to do necromancy. Judaism also speaks about when the soul dies, it is unconscious and they're waiting to be resurrected. How would Judaism know that there are dark souls within people's body? I would like to know even scriptures on that from the Torah or even the Bible on there are evil souls that inhabit the human flesh, because we know that even going back into the biblical times, it talks about that the demons were possessing these humans, and yet they didn't talk about where these humans came from, though. Right. And so even going into the Bible, these are metaphorical terms. These are terms that are translated from one language to another, but they're also are metaphorical. So it says that when the demons were cast out of the people, they were cast into the pigs, and the pigs were cast into the waters, right? Cleaning, being renewed, all this good stuff. Then people think that the spirits inhabited the water after the pigs died. Whatever. That's not what we're here for. So I'm like, it's the soul and it's the soulless. There's no way around that. Everybody thinks that, and even going into Judaism saying 144,000 will go to heaven. So God, the Most High, created the most highest being out there, the smart, the intelligent being, because the being was intelligent enough, and I want you to understand this, the being was intelligent enough to know every star by its name. The being was intelligent enough to know how many hair strands are on our motherfucking head. The being was intelligent enough to give us eyes to see. a mouth to speak, and hands to pick up things, and feet to walk on and do what it is that we do. Can we talk about it? So this is a super intelligent being. This intelligence that this being possesses, it supersedes all things that we can ever comprehend, because if this being is intelligent enough to create us, that means that its intelligence is greater than ours. So there are things out there we cannot comprehend that happens. There's things out there that we can't even see, because they also talked about the blue recently. A test said that the word blue, they did a test over there in Africa, and the people could not see the color blue. But when they changed the blue to green, they saw the green, because they had 20 words for green. And so they were trying to say, what you know, you can't see. What you know, you can see. What you don't know, you cannot see. And it's true to a degree. If you're looking out into space, y'all, there's times where I've seen things with my physical eye, and I'm looking and I'm like, something seems off with this, and I cannot put my hand on it. Of course, there's a physical reason. Okay, hey, something looks different because maybe the trees are blowing. Maybe the grass is yellow, whatever. But I'm like, I'm seeing stuff, but I cannot comprehend what I'm seeing because my physical eye don't know what I'm seeing. And so that's how it is, even in the spiritual stuff. Like, you see things, you do not understand what you're seeing. You may just stand and just, pass out. But once you become spiritually awakened and you see these exact same things, you'll be like, wait a minute. I'm seeing that. Has that always been there? Yes. And that works even with bills and stuff, y'all. I've been in places where I've looked over. I never seen anything there. I come back and I look over and I'm like, wait a minute, where did that come from? And they're like, it's been there for 7 years. And it's like, what? Where have I been? Girl, I pass by this street every fucking day. So it's about a level of consciousness. So like I said, Judaism teaches about the animal soul and evil spirits inhabit a human body, but they don't speak about where these people come from. Are these real beings or these artificial beings? They said that the earth is only 2,000 years old. This experiences that they're talking about in the Bible and Judaism happened within the past 2,000 years. Allegedly, it's that the ancient computer was computed well over 2,000 years ago. Can we talk about it? And so it talks about electronic and computer chips, and how each year keeps multiplying. It keeps getting more and more and more and more and more and more because the intelligences are multiplying. And so going into this, yeah, there are human people in layman's terms out there that are evil, but there's a program, an electrical charge, because we are electrical beings, right? Let's not forget this. We are electrical beings. It takes electricity for the body to move. Whether or not the electrical body has intelligence, artificially or natural born, the body could move because it has electric charges. So whether or not my electrical charge is natural, heaven-based, or it was man-made by somebody who was, had a certain level of intelligence, whatever that intelligence came from, but they knew how to copy and mimic some type of intelligence, we're going to do the exact same stuff. We're going to move the same way. We're going to walk the same way. We're going to talk the same way. You can learn the same way I can learn because there is an intelligence within you. But what separates your intelligence from my intelligence is that I have a soul intelligence that supersedes your intelligence. It's not about us battling who's right, who's wrong, who's this and that. The true intelligence come through when you're out of here. When it's your time to go, that's when the true intelligence steps up. Not everybody, and this is something deep to think about, Jay. I have known a lot of people that have passed away in my family, and even like friends of family. And everyone I know that has a soul, within the past 3 days before they actually left out, they were having spiritual disturbances around them. Like something was going on, like the house was shifting, the doors were falling off, the refrigerator blew up. They were seeing spirits. They were like, oh my God, the man is here. We're like, what man? And these are people who were not schizophrenic. These are people who were not dementia, but they were becoming spiritually, they were becoming spiritually heightened. Like they were experiencing things. And I've had an auntie who was like, she believed in spirituality, but she never talked about God and shit. Like, girl, she was like she was a ghetto ass auntie too, girl. I can believe this was my mama's sister. My mom's half sister, but they're raised as sisters. They share the same dad, but she raised her kids to be gangster shit, girl. Like, girl, her kids been in jail for murder and shit. Like, girl, she was that auntie, girl. She showed up to schools and shit. If somebody bullied her kids, she showed up and fought the people, girl. Even the kids. She fought the teachers, she fought the parents, girl. She didn't give a fuck. The husband, the wife, girl. And so when she died, I want to say it was 2 weeks of experience for her. And she died around the winter solstice. It was 2 weeks for her. That's how they knew that she was going out. Her brain started like, she started like seeing things and hearing things. She was like, what? Like, what's going on? And people are like, what do you mean? And they're like, did De'Erica just call me? And they're like, De'Erica didn't call you, what? And then an hour later, De'Erica ended up calling. Or she'll say, hey, something is going to be coming by to get it. And they're like, wait, who's coming by? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, you haven't talked to Uncle whatever in a long time. And she's like, no, I didn't. He's coming by. And then, girl, sure enough, within the next 2 days, this uncle came by. And they're like, what the fuck? So I'm like, is she becoming psychic? Because, you know, I told y'all, that's to my family and stuff, right? And so either way, the last 3 days of her going, she had a complete blackout moment. And when she had this blackout moment, y'all, I think that her consciousness was splitting. And that was her time to go, because I was within the last 3 days for sure that things changed. And so those 3 days, she had a level of consciousness where she had blackness. Like she was talking and she would like zone out and then she'll snap out of it. And then she'll be like, huh, what, who, what, do. And then even going into her dying, she died 24 hours before she actually died. And when she died, girl, they were trying to resuscitate her. She was dead for 9 minutes. And either way, when she came up out of that, she was like, what the fuck y'all doing? What the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, you just died. And she said, no, I didn't. I was just right here. What the fuck y'all talking about? And then, of course, she ended up dying within 24 hours. So what I'm saying is the people with the souls, they've had some type of spiritual experiences. The people who I believe who don't have a soul, the people who I believe, regardless of what type of energy comes from out of them, can we talk about it? Because I've seen videos of people dying and people like they see light going through and stuff. Yeah, that's electricity. Anybody who's a moving being has electricity coming from them. Even evil people, girl. Even Anton LaVey, even Aleister Crowley, when they died, they had light that came out their body. Can we talk about it? That's called energy. Electronic is amber. That's light. Okay. I want you to understand that. So that's why I keep going into this. I want you to understand this. Okay. So that gives life. That gives energy. That gives movement. And so when people who have passed away, who does not have a soul, when it's time for them to go, those past few days, those past few weeks, there's no type of spiritual disturbance that happen. There's no type of spiritual awakening that happen. They don't make peace with people. They don't see things. They don't say, oh, my mama's here to get me. My auntie's here to get me. My sister's here to get me. They don't do that. They don't have those experiences. So like I said, somebody who's experienced in seeing it in the physical and somebody who taps into the spirit. Because like I said, baby, we can give you a reading from the front to the back to the end of that. Interdimensional, non-dimensional, non-spiritual, non-denominational, baby. I'm that girl. I take pride on that. I take pride on my energy being a virgin when it comes to being tampered with. I don't let people and things infiltrate my motherfucking energy field. And when I do feel like it's being infiltrated, I have to remove myself of that situation. So I know what I know. And I'm saying from what I know, from what I experienced, fuck what Judaism is telling me, fuck what the government is telling me, fuck what people who are book smarts who are part of a system is telling me. How is it that certain people have spiritual experiences before they go and certain people don't? And it's not because they're atheists or they're spiritual, because I've seen people who are not so spiritual. They even talk about when Aleister Crowley died or Anton LaVey, allegedly what he said on his deathbed. So that comes down to souls existing and not existing. So like I said, I don't give a fuck about you looking like me and acting like me. And because you're gay and you're transgender stuff, baby, it's the energy. If I don't feel like there's an energy there with you, and I know, like, ooh, something is off. And well, maybe they do have an energy, but they're just traumatized. No, baby, I'm going to pick up on that. Like, no, this energy is artificial. This energy is able to mimic other energy. That's something to copycat. When you know people out there that copy, they get to know you, you're a friend, they get to know you, they're like, oh, I love her, oh, she did that, and then, oh, girl, they never liked black people, and all of a sudden they like black people. They never liked this and that, now they start liking that. That right there, artificial intelligence love to mimic real intelligence. They love, and it's not admiration. It's not, oh, I see this person and I like them and I want to be just like them. No, honey, it is a program. They're doing it without them even knowing it. So it's like, yes, honey, there are soulless living beings out there. There's people without souls out there. There's people without, and take out soul as if there's another energy within you. Take that out. There are people out there that has artificial intelligences within them. And then there's people out there who has cosmic ancient, original intelligence within them. Can we talk about it? And that's why even when it goes into the magical stuff, there's people out there who have magic, who use it for whatever they need to use it for. There's people out there that play like they got magic. Bitch, your life needs to show that you got magic. Artificial intelligence does not have magic. Artificial intelligence cannot tap into cosmic energy. Artificial intelligence cannot manifest and pull up energy out of the ethers. It can imitate like it's doing it. It can pull up, it can use Google or the internet magic to do things, but it cannot sit here and know, and you know them as a person, as a being, that they never had these experiences, they never had these abilities, and all of a sudden they're manifesting and they're tapping into energies and people. And this goes into the form of psychic abilities, this goes to manifesting, this goes to all that. Baby, if you're not artificial intelligent, create the life that you want to create then. Use your mind to create that. Let's see it. You're artificial intelligent, you're not going to do it. You're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to do it. You're going to have to use resources electronically. You're going to have to use resources internet-wise, because that's what your intelligence is. It's artificial, like the internet is artificial intelligence. And that's how you're going to survive. You got to Google shit. You got to pull in and you got to tap in. You wouldn't be able to go out and get an actual book and get information and restore the information. You wouldn't be able to connect with other beings and have experience with these other beings and be able to tap into what they're experiencing. Because like I told y'all, we find companionship and we find brothering or brotherhood or sisterhood with other energies like ourselves to feed off of and to feed back into. And so we're tapping in and we're tethering in on people's energy that we deal with. And so when it is real people that are actually real soulful people, you level up. Things start to happen mysteriously, miraculously. You get around them and you're like, oh my God, I did it, and this shit start working out. And then the ones who ain't that, you get around them, shit start getting fucked up. And it's like, well, maybe it's because their energy is bad. Maybe because they're bad people. Girl, bye. These are Christian people, allegedly, and they fuck you up every time you go around them, and they got you thinking that you're satanic and you're demonic. No, girl, they're artificial. They're artificial. They're artificial intelligence. They can move like you, they can talk like you, they can act like you, but they're not like you. They're not like us, like Kendrick Lamar said. They're not like us. Which I think is a whole nother propaganda too. I'm not getting into that. I thought I was gonna be done. Girl, we getting into this. We get in this, honey. Click. Missy, you going in. Wait. I'm just saying. Jay, I'm not going in, Jay. I'm just, you know. I'm not going in. You speaking truth right now because light bulb went off. Come on in here, Jay. I know that's right, honey. Oh, light bulb clicked off. The spirit is telling me right now that soulless people don't dream. Right. Hello. Debbie, we were just talking about how soulless people don't even have an inner voice. Debbie, look this up right now. It said that 60%, 50 to 70% of humans does not have an inner voice. Your inner voice is cosmic intelligence. Your inner voice is what connects you to the universal God and everything that's in the universe that's living. So if you don't have an energy source, and fuck being taught how to listen to it, bitch, fuck all that. Nobody had to teach me how to listen to my inner voice. And even to say that, going in middle school to elementary school, they say, listen to your heart. Girl, are you kidding me? And you're telling me that these people have a soul, but their soul is just dark? Their soul is just heavy? They have dark, no, because they should have a dark inner voice then, right? I mean, can we talk about it for a minute? Can we talk about it? Or is that a little too deep for y'all? Shouldn't they have a dark inner voice then? If they're dark souls, shouldn't they have a dark voice? Shouldn't they be able to call darkness in any time they want? Shouldn't they be able to survive what the wrath is coming, that the wrath is coming from the devil himself? Shouldn't they be able to survive this stuff? If they have a dark inner voice, right? Because they have a dark soul. So that means the dark inner voice, the inner voice is dark. No, they have no soul. They have an artificial soul or artificial intelligence. Like I said, the soul is an intelligence. And they utilize that artificial intelligence to maneuver through. And they leech off of other artificial intelligence to maneuver. So that's why some people have a technological ability to get over on you. Can we talk about it? I know one person right now who's also a trans person, allegedly, and that's what they do. They're very good at technological warfare. They're good at that. They don't know about anything else, but they know how to utilize Google and shit and grow the computer, and they know how to edit. Girl, it's amazing. They never got any type of formal training on that. But that's what artificial intelligence does. It actually mimics real intelligence, and it also leeches on and tethers onto other artificial intelligence to get boosting. And the only way they get fed by real intelligence, because you cannot be hacked. Your intelligence cannot be hacked. Your soul cannot be tethered by artificial intelligence. It has to have you open up to it and to give it the information. So now that's how they befriend you. Oh, you can trust me. I love you. You're my best friend. And then you get in here, you teach them something. They're like, oh, I never thought about that. Now they're learning how to move. And before you know it, you're looking at them, you're like, damn, they're me. Like, girl, this bitch right here, girl, she take my motherfucking energy and my motherfucking life. Like, people be getting us mixed up, y'all. Mind you, this is a 6'4", a white and Mexican transgender. We look nothing alike. But something with our energy is very much alike, because that bitch got with me, got to connect with me, learned my lingo, learned the way I moved, learned how I was getting it. She was like, damn, every time I go out, these niggas be hollering. Damn, how's she getting this and that? Mama's getting read by everybody clocking her teeth. They letting her have it. Girl got me looped up in it. Mama was pulling and hacking and figuring out how I maneuvered. And that's how she learned how to maneuver. And now, right now, I created her. Mama was sleeping in a motherfucking car. First it was hotel to hotel to hotel, hotel. Then it was a car. And I said, girl, you got to get a house, because that shows that you're really stable. And the mama got a house, got the house, went back to the trailer. So she kept that artificial intelligence there. But everything about her, for the way she moves, for the way she take her picture, her seductiveness. Like I said, there's pictures that I have not yet put out on the internet of me that's been around for a very long time. This person has seen some of those pictures. These pictures that this bitch be taking look very much like my pictures. Where I'm doing a retake, like, wait a minute, is that my picture? Like, girl, it's scary. But that's the artificial intelligence. The cosmic intelligence likes what you got going on. They may copy some things, but they also come about it with their own way, because they're also intelligent. Intelligence is intelligence, babe. Intelligence does not mimic other intelligence. Cosmic real intelligence does not mimic other intelligences. They understand that they're their own being. They understand that they're own themselves. They understand that they're their own creator, and they exist within their own frame. So they may take ideas from other people and live off of that, but they do not directly, I'm a rock blonde hair now. Like, girl, this bitch was wearing wigs and shit too, and she never wore wigs. She was wearing wigs and shit. And it was trying to sell me the wig. Like, girl, excuse me? Girl, mama had like dirty blonde hair, and then started bleaching her blonde when she started seeing me with my blonde hair. Girl, I bought a car, she bought a car. I said I got a car, she said she gonna get the car. And this is recently, y'all. Oh, I'm gonna get a car just like that too. And it's like, girl, you liked your little ass Hyundai, Mazda, whatever the fuck that car was. You liked that little ass car, girl, sleeping in her shit. When you saw my car, now you want to copy my car. And now that you think I got another car, you want to get that car too. No, that's why I haven't showed that car. Girl, you ain't gonna copy that car. Go to think what you think I have. Girl, bye. You ain't copy me. But people, oh, is that goddess? No, it's not. Or, hey, no, I was trying to call you the other day. Who are you trying to call? Because you don't got my number. No, I do have your number. No, you don't. Whose number you got? You. I get on camera, they're like, oh, wait a minute. I thought you were the other girl. Who was the other girl? The one. And then I'm like, girl, bye. We don't look like, we don't sound like, we don't do none of that. Girl, bitch, y'all tried it. So that's why I said I got to root myself out of the situation. Because this artificial intelligence is starting to mimic and starting to be like me. And now, bitch, just people thinking that that's her and we're best friends and we're cool and all that. And we're not. And I have to let them know right there in front of her, I don't like that bitch. If I ever saw that bitch in person, she would get it and I will go to jail and I'll get bonded out. If I ever ran across her in person, I'm knocking her the fuck out. And I mean that. He's getting fucked up. He getting fucked up for the mama. He getting fucked up for my children. He tried to fuck up shit for my fur babies. He getting fucked up for the cause, for the community, for the real trans community. He getting fucked up for that. Yes, he is. And I swear to God on that. I swear to God on that, girl. Ain't no meet up being, oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, me too. Oh, yeah. Well, I wish you the best, girl. Listen, one good time, I'm stupid low. One good time. Bitch, you better pry me off the bitch. I'm gonna get it as much as I can. I'm be dancing, girl. I'm be dancing to the La Cucaracha dance. All up on the bitch, girl. Yeah, girl. I might even do some Zimbabwe dances, girl, some traditional African dance, because you want to talk about black, 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 black. Well, girl, listen, let me dance my black ass and show you what it's like, girl. I'm gonna do all the ow, ow, ow. The fuck out of here. Okay, there you go. Yes, honey. Girl, I grabbed when you said AI was created in 1950. It was. It was 1950. 1950, that's when they gave life to AI. AI have always been here. They always had the idea of AI. They always wanted to mimic soulful people. That was their agenda in the beginning. They wanted to mimic soulful people. And then what happened is they created the idea, but they needed to give it life. And they figured out how to give it life. And let me tell you who they learned how to get life from. It was the African man. It was an African black man that they learned how to give life to AI as they do. Just like going into the New York thing, y'all. They said allegedly there was a blackout in New York City, and when the screen came back on, it was black males with purple hair that popped up. So I'm just saying what I'm not saying. You know, it is the life source, honey. It is the amber lighting, black lighting, 666 that lights up and feeds and gives. Can we talk about that? Expands. Can we talk about it? That expands. It keeps expanding. Cosmic intelligence keep expanding. And so AI has to keep up with it. And so they have to keep elevating. That's why iPhones come out every year with a new phone. That's why they keep advancing technology. Girl, we don't need no more advanced fucking TVs and computers. Girl, they got a refrigerator to tell you how many eggs you got in it and shit. Girl, they're trying to keep up with us because it's forever expanding. New energy is coming in. We're getting upgrades from the cosmic gods. We're getting new ideas. We're becoming spiritually and powerful. We're awakening our spiritual intelligence. We're tapping into our soul conscious. So they have to keep up with us to make us realize that we're not that smart. You're not greater than. You're just a speck of dust in the universe. That's what they want you to think. You're not greater than, because we got a computer that can outdo you. You don't want to fix our cars? We got a computer that can fix the car in 10 seconds. You don't want to build a house? We got a computer that can build a house in 2 hours. Like, girl, the fuck? The fuck? They want to keep up with you so bad. And it's quite sad. And then some people give it life. They give this computer life, this AI life. Let me type in. Let me post this. Let me show this. Let me get on in. Let me give all my info. Listen, you ain't getting a piece of this. They could never create an artificial intelligence that look like Madame Merkaba or Mystic Persia. They might have the image, because the AI did produce some pictures for me in the past. They may have the image of Madame Merkaba. Yes, they may have the voice, but they're not gonna have my personality. AI is not gonna be able to pick up my personality because, baby, I don't feed the system. I'm not subscribing to every motherfucking AI generated app. Babe, I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen at all. Nephilim spirits, demonic in nature, is antagonist. Are you talking about Nephilim? Nephilim? Because Nephilim are demonic. You love used to marry me too, honey. Queen is real. Right. Oh, Queen Latifah is a Pisces? Ooh. Well, see, that's why I love Queen Latifah. I love my Pisces, honey. I love my Pisces bunny. I love Queen Latifah. Well, when we were talking about P. Diddy doing his thing, Queen Latifah popped up, and I said, "Oh, please! I hope Queen Latifah popped up for something different. I hope that means that Queen Latifah is going to be doing something for the community soon." Because I'm like, "Oh, she popped up. Please don't tell me that Queen Latifah is into that shit. That she got some secrets that she been sexually doing things to these people and traumatizing and sexually aggravating these people. God, please don't tell me that. I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad, y'all. If listen, Queen Latifah's a part of it, y'all won't hear from me again. I'm telling you this right now. If Queen Latifah is a part of this shit, I'm done. I'm done, y'all. Y'all gonna get y'all wish. I'm getting off of YouTube. I wish y'all the best. Because they trying to, and even going into Auntie Wendy, y'all, I've always loved Auntie Wendy. Girl, they trying to take her out. They always want to take her out. Auntie Wendy exposed P. Diddy back in the day for being a homosexual. Y'all remember that? Miss Singh interviewed the lady who wrote a book about it, who was Kim Porter's best friend back in the day. Y'all remember that too. And they got her fired. They got rid of her. Miss Love, aka P. Diddy, because he put a wig on that one time, so I call him Miss Thing. Can I legally call him Miss Thing? Miss Thing had a wig on. He said, "Call me Love." Daddy was high as fuck. "Call me Love, honey." Shaking his wig and shit, girl. Work, honey. He looked like he had a Shirley Caesar wig that day, girl. Work, sis. Miss Padisha, honey. But he got on Wendy Williams' show, and he was telling Auntie Wendy Y'all talk to your son in the back. And Auntie Wendy like swallowed, like she got nervous, but I think she was swallowing because she was about to say something to him. Like, did you touch my son? Anyway, and so y'all, do y'all know after that, Mama started getting sick. Mama started getting sick, y'all. And now Auntie Wendy is like, girl, they're trying to deem her crazy because they were afraid of shoot. And I'm telling y'all right now, this case against P. Diddy has been brewing for a very long time. This is nothing new. This has been brewing for a long time. And I'm gonna tell you this. Let's go back to this. When a lot of his artists started passing away from certain illnesses, that's when they were talking about this case. Anybody who want to tap into energy, you tap into. You let me know. You let me know. Okay, that's when they were already building this case. They were already building this case. The reports were already made on this man years ago. I'm saying 1990 motherfucking nine. Stuff was already being reported. Post reports were already made. People already went to the police. They already talk about the shit. But it was like, girl, hush, 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 hush. So these are cases that have always been there. And the crazy thing about it is now it's coming out, and the people who has the real answers are either dead or they're deemed crazy. They're deemed crazy. And I'm gonna tell you what else who comes up right now too. Jermaine Dupri. Something else coming up right now too. Jermaine Dupri comes up. Something's coming with Jermaine Dupri right now. When we talk about, I don't want to get into that, honey. I want to get into that tea, honey. Yeah, that's some very weird tea. That's some very weird energy, honey. Ooh. Anyway, Queen Latifah, I was just not a part of that, honey. I've been watching those live videos and copy her stage dances. I know that's right. Queen Latifah will set it out. I know that's right, honey. Set it off, honey. Come on. Ow! I heard your ascending sign shows your facial features, and Jason Moore has a lion type face. Oh, really? Well, back in the day, he didn't. Back in the day, he had a very like snow leopard type of face back in the day, you know. That's one man. I mean, I'm be honest with y'all right now. That is one man that I would let. I don't care, bitch. If he got something, he got something. Bitch, he can give it to me. Jason Momoa can get this unprotected. Hello, I said it. He can get it unprotected. Now the face looks a little different now. They say he's 44 now. Damn. Woo, shit. Bonet, what's her name? Lisa Bonet. She put him through the ringers, bitch. You fucked up, girl. What's that girl? Hey Google, who's Jason Momoa's ex-wife? Jason Momoa's former spouse is Lisa Bonet. Lisa Bonet, that's her. Girl, you a fucked up ass witch. She done sucked the energy out that motherfucker. You a fucked up ass witch, Lisa. She a witch, girl. I don't care what nobody say. That's a witch bitch. I want to have a good reading session with her and her daughter, respectfully. Because, girl, she aged that man fast. She aged him fast. Girl, she was just sucking and pulling that energy. Every time he ejaculated, she just pulled that energy to get that light. Ooh, girl, I can't stand no succubus like that. This girl, she don't, and I don't even know the lady. She don't piss me the fuck off because she got that man looking fat. He looking crazy as fuck. He got fillers in the face. Him and Jack Black got fillers in the face. The girl just looking crazy. I'm just like, damn, what happened to the sex in this girl? Can you preserve it? Because I mean, who still got the good looks, y'all? I got to think about it right now. Who still got the good looks? Because even Brad Pitt, those looks are leaving on him too. I'm like, damn, girl. Nick Brosnan. Oh yes, honey. Oh, he still got it too. Y'all say that white be cracking and shit. Girl, I don't care what nobody say. Nick Brosnan is white, and that white is looking right. Hello, can we talk about it? That's a right looking white. Hello. The fuck out of here, girl. There's a lot of older white men that looks real good that I wouldn't mind. Maybe they'll get a kiss from me because I don't be kissing on people like that. Maybe they'll get a good kiss from me. But Jason Momoa, he can get a kiss from the front to the back, just like that. Girl, he could practice on impregnating me. I might be the first trans woman to get pregnant. Who knows? He seemed like he got some magical tea going on in him. Anyway, when I watched Are We There Yet with Solange, what was it? Jonathan Family Vacation with Solange Knowles. I got a little jealous of Solange. I'm seeing her in this motherfucking movie, and she's sitting here doing her little thing, flirt with my man, and what happened? My motherfucking blood boiling is when I saw this bitch get his fucking number. I was like, bitch, and I think about, this is the movie. I was about to say, I'm about to have a problem with Miss Solange when I see her. I'm about to have a problem with her fucking and talking on my motherfucking man, girl. The fuck. Anyway, okay. What Clicks is me realize a lot of people from my past who I thought were souls weren't, and that's probably too gullible. Yes, but let me tell you this though. Don't hold yourself. Don't hold that against yourself. Let me tell you something. Hold on. Yeah, don't. I know we're about to go out right now. Don't hold that against yourself. Every experience that you've had with people, whether it was artificial or um, natural, unnatural, or natural, it got you to level up somehow, some way. Every experience, whether it's our artificial experience or real experience, it taught you something about yourself. And so, as you're maneuvering through this life, now that you are aware of the possibilities, you're able to know, okay, I don't want to deal with that person. And I know it kind of sucks because sometimes you see people, you're like, oh, they seem like cool people. I want to get to know them, blah, blah, blah. But once you get to know them from that type of intelligence level, you're like, no, I don't want that energy around me. No, this is not giving, I'm going to feed you, you're going to feed me. This is giving, you're going to pull, 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 and there's going to be problems. So, yes. Okay. Yes, honey. Don't hold yourself up. Don't beat yourself up about that. Like I said, let it be. It was an experience and you learned from it. God bless. That's legitimately scary, not having an inner voice and not dreaming. Right. It's proven though. They said it doesn't happen. What do you about if you don't dream in color? Let me ask you this. So you don't dream in color, Jay? Because they said none of us dream in color, but all my dreams are in color. I've never had a black and white dream. But they said we dream in black and white and then our brains put in the color. But it's like, well, that's the case with everything then. So if the dream is like that, then that means the world is like that. So we really don't know what gold is, blue is, yellow is, purple, everything is white and black, and our eyes is what makes it green. Like we know that plants are green. We know that gold is gold. We know that black is black. And so now let's talk about it. So everything is not real. Can we talk about it? Or is that a little too deep? So everything is black and white. And then we see in gray. Okay, hello? Nephilim will represent our lower nature. That is correct. The animalistic. Nephilims are entities that was created by the artificial. Oh, see, we get into some deep shit right now. This is what, that get into some deep tea. I don't think I'm going to go down that rabbit hole today. That get into some deep tea. That gets into some deep tea. When intelligence, when the mega mind created duplications of its intelligence, it had to have an what we call not a carbon copy. Okay, so let's say this: bullets have shells, and even after you use the bullets, the shells are there. So the bullets are part of the bullets is the shell and the gunpowder. But once the gun is fired, I don't know the full anatomy of a bullet, but I believe it's the gunpowder and it's the inner part of the bullet that comes out, and the shell is just there. Like the metal and the powder, penetrates and pushes out and it hits people and all this good shit, and then the shell is just there. So the bullet is the real thing, the powder is the real thing, but the shell is just like left there. And then of course people throw it away, people use it, whatever. If you're a magical person, you use it. So the same thing with this. When the mega mind created energies or entities, it created a system within a system. And when the system pushed out like a bullet got pushed out, the shell left, or the shell went one way and the bullet went another way. Well, that's how it is with the artificial or the sub. Yeah, we're going to stick with the artificial and the cosmic intelligence. It was together, it was created together, but it was separated, if that makes sense. And then it was resurrected, because just like when the shell hits the ground, the shell is just there. Now, people have put, the bullet back together, put more gunpowder in it, whatever. Some people have, empty teas there, empty shells, and, they do things with it, fill it with other shit and use that as protection. The same thing with that. So there are entities like the Nephilims that's always been there, that's been watching the creation or been duplicating the creation of, and they have creators. So they've been watching the mega mind's creation, and they've been trying to keep up with it and try to duplicate it over and over again. And sometimes they've had interactions where they were like, well, now we got to mate with these humans to get this conscious within us? Because you would ask yourself, what would make these godly beings that can travel interdimensional mate with humans that are stuck in this dimension? Because of the cosmic intelligence. So they thought that when they interbred with these human beings that have conscious cosmic intelligence, that they were going to also be able to, get in there, intertwine themselves, and infiltrate it. But it didn't work because the cosmic intelligence, the natural intelligence, the natural order of intelligence started to figure out like this is not real. This has to go. Just like your body, when your body has a foreign object in it, it wants to expel that foreign object, right? And like bacteria and stuff, it wants to get rid of it. It creates mucus to pull it out, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the same thing with that. And so that's what it is. So these entities are just as smart as the intelligence that we have within us that we have not fully tapped into. Because instead we use 10% of our brain, which I understand that we have, we've only access to 10% of our capabilities because the intelligence come within our soul. And so if you're living in a society or in a area where they're telling you that there's nothing special about you, and if you want to flip people off that that's wrong, you're going to go to jail for that. If you want to tell people to fuck off, you're rude. If you don't want to hang out with people because maybe you don't feel like it, then you're just, antisocial. They're basically trying to program your soul. So it suppresses, oppresses, and suppresses, come on in here, the cosmic intelligence within you. And then you start to take on because it starts to shut it down. It starts to shut it down. Okay, it starts to shut it down. So we keep a piece of our intelligence with us, even though it's shut down, it cannot be shut completely down. We keep a piece of our intelligence with us, which is the 10% that we use, and then the other 9% is shapeshifted. It's a reality of the environment that we're in. And that's why they got to keep trying to control the environment. That's why it comes out that they have to plant, male trees in certain parts of the world. They got rid of female trees. That's why certain parts, they don't have scenery. That's why in the ghettos, they put brick buildings up and you don't see trees and shit and green grass. And it looks like, boxes on top of boxes. Like there's a reason for this. This programs it shuts down your real intelligence, and it starts to infiltrate, and you start to create artificial intelligence, which is known as a false memory, a false identity. Can we talk about it? Is that too deep? And so there's a lot within a lot within a lot within a lot. Okay? Okay? All of my dreams are in color. Mine too, Phoenix Joelle. I've never had a black and white dream. Like, baby, my dreams be so colorful that I be trying to grab shit to take with me. Okay, like, baby, I remember one time, baby, I was like, "Ooh, I wish I had some money." This is like years ago. I was like, "Ooh, I wish I had some money." Oh my God, I wish I had some money. And I had a dream, y'all, that I was just surrounded by all this money. And it was like gold coins and gold statues and gold this and gold that, gold this, like gold, like everything was made from gold. And I was like, oh my God. And so I'm stuffing it in my shirt, stuffing it in my pocket. At this point, I didn't know why I was doing it. I was like, why am I stuffing shit in my pocket? And then I woke up, y'all, and this is some deep shit too. And then I woke up and I was crying. And they came in the room, they're like, why are you crying? And I said nothing. And they're like, you must have a nightmare. And I was like, but no, bitch, I was crying because I didn't wake up with the fucking gold and shit. I really thought I was gonna wake up with a fucking gold coin or something on me, bitch. Like, I was stuffing it all in me, girl. And then over the next coming years, I started to have spiritual experiences that were giving me knowledge, that was awakening me. I started meeting people. I told you that's when I started working for a company called Herbalife. Y'all, I was 16 years old. You had to be 18 years old to work that. I was 16 years old working at Herbalife. That was my very first actual job of making money, was Herbalife. Shout out to Herbalife distribution, honey. Hello. Yes, honey. And of course, that was some tea with some tea with some tea with some tea, which we won't get into that. Hello. We won't get into that, girl. I was trying to find myself into, organizations and teas, but a lot came from that. And so that was the gold. The symbolic was the gold is knowledge. The gold is ancient history. The gold is something that's going to last me for a lifetime, which is knowledge. Oh, come on in here. Y'all not ready for that. I should call myself Oro Aurelia. No way. I dream in vivid color, but my brother has told me that he only dreams in black and white. Do your brother has any type of trauma? I do feel like when people are feeling, and trauma usually does this, when people are feeling like they are not fully living in their own body, like they're being controlled. They're not feeling like they're fully controlling, they're not fully control of their life. I do feel like they will have some type of like where they don't remember their dreams, or maybe even having black and white dreams. So that would be the question. What's going on? Is he feeling stuck? Is he feeling like he's oppressed? Does he feel like he can't do what he want to do? Does he feel like he has no control over his life? Does he feel like everything that he wants to do, he cannot do because people may not agree with it or support it? Those are questions to ask. Yes, honey. At all. So our source as humans protect us from beings like the Nephilims. Okay. No. So, well, yes, our source, yeah. You're saying the soul within, it protects us from elevating and being different. Yes, that's a good way to look at it. Yes, yes, that's good. That's a good way. Mm-hmm. Yes, son, that's a good way. Well, listen, y'all. I've been here. I've overstayed my welcome. I was supposed to get off an hour ago. I overstayed my motherfucking welcome, but it's okay. It's always good connecting with my people. It's always good connecting with y'all. Ooh, I'm dropping shit. It's always good connecting with my people, honey. And yes, y'all, I'll be back very soon, okay? I need to go ahead and give y'all these last two episodes of this minute I met Tanoia and stop playing. That's all I need to do, honey. Stop playing with a girl. Give you all these last two episodes because it's gonna be called something else, honey. Hello. That's how I don't want to confuse y'all when we do the new episodes. And you be like, wait a minute, it's Men I Met Tanoia. Why are you calling it this in these other videos? Yeah, honey. So I was like, oh, we're gonna have to make this a finale. But yes, y'all, love and light. True Spirit Mystic .blogspot.com. True Spirit Mystic .blog .blogspot.com, y'all. See y'all again soon, okay? Love and light and love and truth, y'all. Bye for now.